It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
This football game, tickets can be purchased and or scanned at both our main gate and our north gate. We accept both cash and credit cards.
From Blue Streak Stadium, it's time for high school football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. Good evening, Clint Scroggs, Ryan Beatty, Ryan Beer, all here on another beautiful night for football and a good night for Federal League football between the Lake Blue Streaks at 6-0, leading their region against the 3-3 Jackson Polar Bears. Jackson coming off a 21-19 home loss to Perry. They lost 3 interceptions, missed a field goal, and gave up 225 yards rushing. They will have a new quarterback tonight as Carter Molman replaced the injured Lucas Eckerman and threw for 129 yards. Eckerman will miss the game this week with a concussion. Jackson twice down by 2 scores last week, but both times got back within 2 points. Last time in the final 5 minutes, but Perry ran out that last 5 minutes to gain the victory. Lake, a little bit uneven in last week's victory, 13-10 over Division IV Northwest. Blue Streaks 13 penalties. Northwest also had 13. The game highlighted offensively by wide receiver Zach Novak's 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. Caught 2 for 80, ran 6 for 50. Alex Quire threw for 137 yards for a score. Davis Matson, the leading rusher for the Blue Streaks. He had 81 yards last week. He has an even 500 on the season. Last year, Jackson won 24-14 on their home field. They have a 19-18 lead in the series between these two teams. So huge playoff implications tonight and bragging rights, Federal League standings as well. A full night, a score-7 night of high school football here on Q92. And in just a few moments, we'll be hearing about the rest of those games, and we'll also hear from the head coaches of the teams, Jay Rohr from Jackson, Dan DeGeorge from Lake. That's all coming up here during our pregame show. So stick around and get ready for another night of high school football. Stay tuned, Jackson and Lake coming up in just about 25 minutes. Until then, send it back to the studios. You're listening to high school football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Week 7 of the 2025 Ohio High School football season on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm Jay Wilhelm, live inside Wakefield Stadium in Perry Township as the Perry Panthers play host to the Austintown Fitch Falcons. This game has the potential to be a big one. Fitch comes in on a 4-game winning streak. After dropping their season opener to Hudson, they now sit at 4-1 and are looking to extend that streak as they start positioning themselves for a playoff run. The Perry Panthers enter tonight having lost 2 of their last 3, but defeated Jackson over at Robert Fife Stadium last week in a tough-fought Federal League matchup by a final of 21-19. The Panthers are now 4-2, 1-2 in conference play. Perry is having a very good season thus far under first-year head coach Spencer Leno. Coach Leno has brought a rejuvenation to this program, and it has showed, as even during losses, the opponents have had to work hard to win. They'll look to continue their winning ways here tonight as they are back in front of their home crowd. You can catch the game on Q92radiosports.com as myself and my broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees, will have the call here tonight. Kickoff is currently scheduled for 7 p.m. Panthers, Falcons, live from Wakefield Stadium in Perry. I'm Jay Wilhelm, Q92 Sports Network.
We're live out here at Green Memorial Stadium in Uniontown, where tonight a battle of 1 and 5 teams will take place as the Glen Oak Eagles take on the Green Bulldogs. The Glen Oak Eagles come into tonight's game on a 3-game losing streak, dropping their first 3 Federal League matchups to Lake, Hoover, and Canton McKinley, who have a combined record of 17-1. Glen Oak's been led on the ground this season by their running back, Jevion McClendon, who's rushed for almost 500 yards on 78 carries and 3 touchdowns. And quarterback, Evan Chrissy, who's thrown for 477 yards with 4 touchdowns this year, but unfortunately 7 interceptions. Glen Oak gave Hoover all they could handle at home last week, losing 28-21. As for the Green Bulldogs, they're also on a 3-game losing streak and have also lost to Hoover, Jackson, and McKinley. They're, of course, led by their quarterback, Tyson Hunka, who's thrown for over 1,000 yards already this season with 8 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. He's also rushed for 486 yards, with Evan Reed running for 753 and Anthony McMichael III also rushing for 567 yards so far this season. Both teams want to establish the run tonight if they're going to get the victory. It's a Federal League rivalry matchup tonight as Glen Oak takes on Green. And you can hear it all right here on the Q92 Sports Network, Q92radiosports.com, and the Q92 YouTube page. From Green High School, I'm Christian Bigglesworth for Q92 Sports.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
The 2025 high school football season can be summed up with 2 words here in the area: a grind. The Federal League and Eastern Buckeye Conference have teams jumbled at the top of the standings vying for the title. But don't forget about the Pac-7 as well. That's been the case in the conference through the first 6 weeks, and we have a great battle between 2 conference foes tonight on hand. The Fairless Falcons are 500 through the first 6 games, with the last 5 of them being on the road. AJ Sarbaugh's team is off a 41-14 loss at the hands of the Titans of Triway, and conference play hasn't been that kind to the Sons of Navarre so far. They're 0-2 and have allowed 89 combined points in those games after allowing just 27 in the first 4. But Coach Sarbaugh said back in the summer that all they need is a chance after that 5-game road trip in order to take the Pac-7 title. They have it. But tonight is a must-win for their conference championship hopes, and it won't be easy by any means as they welcome in the Manchester Panthers, who are 5-1 and are led by Northwest transfer quarterback Tyler Pappas, who's thrown for just under 1,200 yards on the season with 16 touchdowns and just 4 picks. Combined with the return of a first-team All-Ohioan running back in Phil Parton, who's coming off a knee injury, and 3 players defensively who led the area in tackles for loss, things could be tough for the Falcons at home. You won't want to miss how it all goes down as you can join Robert Coleman and I for all of the action with kickoff set for 7 o'clock. From Fred Breidweiser Stadium in Navarre, Matt Corrali, the Q92 Sports Network.
It's week 7 here in Northeast Ohio, where the Orville Red Riders come to Canal Fulton to take on the Northwest Indians. I'm Mike Dixon, joined by Ryan Rowland, live from Northwest High School for this Pac-7 matchup. Orville rides into Northwest with a 4-2 record, 2-1 in the Pac-7. Orville is coming off a 33-51 loss to Canton South last week. QB Cameron Kraft, running back Parker Hostetler, and tight end Luke Kins were Orville's top offensive players in that matchup. Kraft had a 77% completion rate for 144 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Hostetler had 14 carries, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Kinsler had 2 receptions for 14 yards. Orville had 350 total yards on offense. The 3-2 Indians come back home after a 13-10 loss to Lake. In a back-and-forth battle, Northwest got on the board first with a 15-yard touchdown run by Joey Medor, but the star running back left the game late in the second quarter. And Ben Shantz added 3 with a field goal in the fourth quarter. Northwest offense had 124 rushing yards on 26 attempts and 172 passing yards for 296 total yards. But the stat that really hurts and slowed down the Northwest offense was 13 penalties for 115 yards against them. The Pac-7 matchup is all set to kick off here at 7 p.m. where 4-2 Orville take on 3-2 Northwest in a Week 7 battle here on Q92 Sports Network, presented by Charchone Auto Group.
Looking to brighten someone's day? Look no further than Hartville Balloon Shop. We're locally owned right here in Hartville. Let us design custom displays for your birthdays to baby showers. And yes, to those high school seniors, even graduations. We've got balloons for every occasion. Delivery all across Stark County and beyond, bringing the celebration to your door. Visit hartvilleballoonshop.com or call 330-705-6799 today. Hartville Balloon Shop, making your event stand out.
Tonight here at Caris Stadium at the campus of the University of Mount Union, high school football between the Alliance Aviators and the Carrollton Warriors. Carrollton comes in 3-3 overall, 1-0 in the EBC. Meanwhile, the high-flying Alliance Aviators, 5-1 on the season. They come in with a record of 1-0 in Eastern Buckeye Conference play. Alliance offense has been on fire all season long. In their wins, they've scored 25, 46, 26, 42, and 49. Their only loss of the year came to Louisville back on September the 29th as the Leopards got them at home in a game that was 30-13. The Warriors come in with a pretty good running attack, and by the way, the Carrollton Warriors have knocked off Alliance the last two seasons. Speaking of that running game, it's Levi Kiko. He has rushed for 630 yards and 5 touchdowns this year for Carrollton. Meanwhile, we all know about J.R. Jackson. Offense, defense, kicking game, punting game, special teams. He does it all. He is one of the top players in all of Stark County football. Should be a great ball game tonight. The weather is going to be outstanding, and the facility is just as good. Join myself and Caleb Norick for the play-by-play tonight to kick off at 7 o'clock from Caris Stadium here in Alliance as the Aviators take on the visiting Warriors of Carrollton. I'm Sam Berkwin for AM 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Sports Network.
Week 7 of the high school football season brings us to Memorial Stadium in North Canton for a battle of Federal League unbeatens. The 5-1, 3-0 McKinley Bulldogs and the 6-0, 2-0 North Canton Hoover Vikings. A matchup that pins the highest scoring offense in the county, the Hoover Vikings, with 222 points on the season against a McKinley defense allowing only 8.3 points per game during their 4-game winning streak, and twice in those 4 games, holding opponents to under 100 total yards of offense. Some good news for the Vikings this week. Senior quarterback John Collins is expected to return after an ankle injury, allowing Jack Andes to return to his normal role at receiver. Andes had stepped in at the quarterback position the last 2 weeks, rushing for 103 yards, and then last week, 260 yards. He leads Hoover with 17 receptions for 303 yards and 6 touchdowns on the season, and has scored 12 TDs overall. McKinley sophomore running back Kylan West enters this week as the county's leading rusher with 730 yards on the season, and he will face the county's leading tackler for loss in Hoover senior linebacker Carter Lukens with 14. But the Pups can beat you in the air as well with 2 dynamic receivers in DJ Britt and Darius Hill. They have a combined 7 of Trent Hayden's 10 touchdown passes on the season. McKinley has won 3 straight and 15 of the last 16 matchups with Hoover, and the Bulldogs lead the all-time series 25-26. It's the high-powered offense of Hoover against the stout defense of McKinley tonight from Memorial Stadium. Join me, Ryan Keller, and Antonio Hall with the call tonight. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock on Q92RadioSports.com. From Memorial Stadium in North Canton, Ryan Keller, Q92 Sports.
Whether you're training for the big game or just want to crush your next workout, L Squared Fitness Factory has your back. We support veterans and first responders. Our locally owned and old school gym open 24/7 and packed with the top line equipment built for serious results. From sports specific training, personal or small group training, or to everyday fitness. Come train with us at 7081 Portage Street, Northwest in Maslin, or call 330-844-9616. L Squared Fitness Factory, home of the natural athlete.
Getting ready for week 7 of the high school football season, and another Federal League matchup this week between the Jackson Polar Bears and the Lake Blue Streaks. And we have the chance to talk with Jackson coach Jay Rohr and his team coming in at 3-3 through the first 6 weeks. Before we get to this week and how your team is doing, we can talk a little bit about last week's game against Perry. Your team got behind a couple of times, battled back, just unable to get over the hump at the end. How did you see things from the sidelines last week?
Yeah, first, in all due respect, they got to give respect to Spencer Lino and Perry and their coaching staff and their players. I mean, obviously they came out ready to play from the get-go, and they were able to get the job done. Unfortunately for us, it doesn't matter who you play, let alone when you play a great Federal League opponent. You can't, you're not going to win too many games, no matter who you play. When you have 3 turnovers, you have a missed field goal, you kick the ball out of bounds. Those things, it's going to be hard to come back from. And that's exactly what we did. We dug ourselves a hole, and our kids, give them all the credit in the world that they tried to fight back and got back in the game, but we just couldn't, we didn't have enough.
I don't know if you can answer this question or not, or how you might see it, but you're 3-3 at this point. You've had a couple of nice wins. You've had, losses against some pretty good teams in Fitch and St. Francis and against Perry. Do you even know what you have at this point of the season with 4 games to go?
I mean, I truly believe that we have a great team. It's easier said than, to say that, but, I think we're a team that we play off momentum, and when things are going well, we play really well. We're a team that knows that we have to be a disciplined football team. It's something I preach, whether it's every game or every year. We're never going to be the most talented team, but in order to be successful, we have to be the most disciplined team. And discipline, that's a big word, and what all does that entail? But certainly, again, turning the football over cannot happen. Getting unnecessary penalties cannot happen. And again, I know all these things are part of the game, but that's where we have to excel. And unfortunately, some of the losses that we've had, that's been our arch nemesis, turnovers and not being the most disciplined team. But I do believe, again, we are, when we play at a collective unit in all 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams, we can be a great team. And that's really what we're waiting for. I truly don't believe that we've done that yet. And when we do, I think a lot of people will see that.
Well, you've had some injuries at the quarterback position this season. When you go back and forth between Lucas Eckerman and Carter Moolman, does the game plan change any, or is it pretty much the same?
No, I mean, I think that's a great thing about, Coach Bardwell, our offensive coaching staff. Really not a lot has to change. What we try to do is, whoever's in that quarterback, it's more of a dual threat. We try to, allow them the opportunity to run the ball, but again, to even stand in the pocket and let it rip. So not a lot has to change. Just some of the other areas that have, we've had to change, with Chase Maurer unfortunately getting hurt and moving a receiver to running back who's never played running back. Some of those things, and then putting in another receiver, I think those are probably, bigger things that we have to change, just because, again, that's not where they practiced all summer long.
Well, you have Lake this week. Of course, they are 6-0 at this point, and they've shown a lot of good things. Pretty typical Lake team, it seems like, or do you see it that way?
I do, and I don't know what typical is, but obviously when you got Dana George and, again, their coaching staff, they have the opportunity to do a lot of things. First and foremost, on the offensive side, they got tremendous weapons. Obviously a quarterback and running back that do a lot for them, but they got receivers that have height and size and speed, and then they got certainly the size up front to make it all happen. And then defensively, I know Coach Viscount, they do a tremendous job. Those guys are running the ball. They play with great energy and great effort, and I'm not shocked by how their season's looking just based on what we see on film.
All right, that's Jay Rohr, the head coach of the Jackson Polar Bears. They take on Lake this week. Coach, thanks for your time and good luck.
Hey, I always appreciate your guys' time. Thanks for all you guys do.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here on Q92 with a chance to talk with the head coach of the Lake Blue Streaks, Dan DeGeorge, and his team undefeated going into week 7. They take on the Jackson Polar Bears this week as they get back into Federal League play. And before they do, and before we talk about that, let's talk about last week's game a little bit and going outside the conference against Northwest. You picked up the win. I don't know if it was your best performance of the season, but how do you look at it?
It was definitely not our best performance. I would agree with you there. But give Northwest credit and Coach DeMarco tons of credit. They came to play. They played well. They were well coached. We were way too sloppy, particularly in the first half. Missed out on some opportunities to score some points. Didn't tackle as well as we normally do either. We gutted it out. We found a way to win. It was an ugly win, but it was one of those games that you're thankful that you find a way to win, but you also learn a lot from it and can fix a lot of things from it. So moving forward, we're going to have to be way more consistent as we get through the meat of our schedule, hitting all these Federal League games coming up.
We had Northwest in Louisville in week 2, I believe, and that's a quality opponent. You go out of conference, you have to do that 1 week every season. How do you handle that? I know that can make the mind wander a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, you want to play a good opponent because you're constantly in the league playing tough teams, but at the same time you don't want to overschedule either. But it was a good game for us. Like I said, we won a close, scrappy game. It was an ugly game on both sides. There were 26 penalties in the game, which is the most I think I've ever been involved in. 13 called on each side. So it was a disjointed game because of that. But you want to keep playing good teams because if you take too much of a break, then you're not going to prep yourself from what's coming down the road.
Well, you got a big contribution from Novak last week. Talk about his progression and how you use him in the offense.
Yeah, Zach, very good athlete, had been playing a lot of wide receiver for us. I knew going into the Northwest game, I wanted to establish the run a little bit more, and we were trying to find someone else besides David Matson to put in the backfield and give the ball to. So we put Zach back there a few times, and he made the most of it. He also caught a touchdown pass as well. We're just trying to get the balls in our playmakers' hands a little bit more. And, Zach hadn't played football since 8th grade, so he's a senior. So we talked him into coming out this year. I'm so glad that I did. And he's gotten better each week. He's picking things up more, understanding things more. And with his athletic ability on top of it, man, he can be a pretty special football player. So we're excited about that opportunity.
Well, you have Jackson this week back in the Federal League, and they have had an up and down season this year. They've had some injury problems, but I would think that they have your full attention this week.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, they're very good, very well coached. Their kids play hard. They're doing some really good things. They've lost a couple games, but to some really good teams. So their schedule's been very tough as well. So, we're expecting this to be our toughest game of the year, our toughest opponent of the year. And have had a couple pretty good days of practice, but we've got to clean things up tomorrow and, go from there. But we know it's going to be a dogfight. Absolutely.
What do they do that gives you the most concern?
Defensively, they're just very sound, but they also move around a lot. They're traditionally a 3-man front, but they'll put a 4th guy down. They're blitzing a lot of people. They disguise their coverages on the back end pretty well. So that's hard, to have a consistent grab on what they're doing. On the other side of the ball, they're throwing the ball around. They got enough speed at wide receiver to throw it deep and hit some home run shots. But the kid they have playing running back right now is really fast, really slippery. He's a very good, I know he was a receiver early on. They moved him there most recently because of some injury, but he's hard to tackle. So we got to take good angles. We got to gang tackle. We got to not give up the big play to have a chance.
That's Dan DeGeorge. He's head coach of the Lake Blue Streaks. They take on Jackson this week. And, Coach, good luck, and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally woman-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise, credit, cabin, or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Blue Streak Stadium here at Lake High School as we are getting set for Lake and Jackson. Lake coming in at 6-0 and Jackson at 3-3. Polar Bears will be at Glen Oak next week, and Lake will be at McKinley. They have Jackson, McKinley, and Hoover in the next 3 weeks to the Blue Streaks, who come in at 6-0. And last week, notwithstanding, maybe a little bit of a look past game for Dan DeGeorge's team last week, but we'll bring in Brian Beatty here and you know a little bit about this team, about this program. This is what we usually expect to see, but this year they may be a little bit more explosive on the offensive side and a better team overall than they've had a little bit recently.
Yeah, absolutely. This is by far one of their most athletic teams, and that's, without DeGeorge out there, leading the way. So it's nice to see they have the weapons. They're still tough physical kids. You're going to have that. And, each week they're going to show up ready to play. Even, the games are close, they're going to win those and get the job done. So, yeah.
All right, let's see if we're just about ready for the national anthem, which looks like it's going to be sung this evening. So we'll send it down to the field and check out the national anthem.
Tonight's anthem is being sung by the Lake Reflections Show Choir under the direction of Matthew Eversdyke. Hey, Blue Streak fans, please welcome head coach Dan DeGeorge, his coaching staff, and your 2025 Lake Blue Streak.
Both teams taking the field. Blue Streaks running through the big banner in the middle. They'll be the home team tonight in the home gray uniforms, the Battleship gray with the blue numbers and letters trimmed in white, and the traditional Lake helmet. The blue with the red and white stripes across the top, a white face mask, and the player number on the right side of the helmet. Jackson in the traveling white with the black and purple. They have the traditional Jackson helmet, the gold helmet with the purple and white stripe, purple face mask, and the Polar Bear logo on either side. We'll talk about the Jackson Polar Bears. They've had some injury problems this year. They've gone back and forth at the quarterback position. It's going to be, I guess you would call him the backup, but Carter Molman has gotten a lot of play this year due to injuries, and I don't know that they lose a lot with him on the field.
No, he's definitely a seasoned player now. You know, he's gotten a lot of action. I love Jackson, what Coach Rohr's done with this team, you know, and just his program itself. You know, that used to be one that, you know, these situations when they got down, they were done. But he has it almost like Lake. You know, he started to build that tradition of toughness, you know, next man up. And, you know, you see that on both sides, and that's something we always preach in football, you know, next guy up, you got to be ready. And both teams tonight, you know, with, you know, Mulliman stepping in for Eckerman, you know, you have Corey Jacobs stepping in as a running back. You know, Zach Novak coming in. You have Choir stepping in for DeGeorge. You know, this is the mentality. This is Federal League football. It's the next man up. You got to have some depth and, you know, have good players behind them. So I'm looking forward to this matchup tonight.
Lake at 6-0, leading Division II, Region 5. Holman, Nordonia, Hudson, Walsh, Jesuit, Austintown, Fitch, Garfield Heights, Twinsburg, Paynesville, Riverside, Mayfield, Euclid, and Kenmore. Jackson is 8th in Division I, Region 1. And Lake kicking off. Jackson to receive. Here's the kick down the near side. It's going to drop at about the 20-yard line. It's picked up by one of the up men, and it's Anthony Corsi going across the field, and he's going to be dropped at about the 23-yard line. So that kick was over the second line and in front of the deep men. And one of the blockers went back to pick it up. So Corsi brings it to the 23. 1st and 10 for Jackson. They'll come out with Elijah Gordon at center, Max Leach and Dominic Culp at the guards, Zach Mendel and Evan Beard at the tackles. The quarterback is Carter Mullman, Jr., 6'5", and 200 pounds. And he comes out in the pistol with one back and two receivers to each side. Mullman, 61% completion, 506 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but they go with the run on the first play, and it's not going anywhere. Jackson ball carrier Corey Jacobs is stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Jacobs has emerged as the top runner for Jackson this year, 590 yards, 8 touchdowns, 6.5-yard average, but he got nothing on that play. They come out with the 4 wide again, 2 to each side as Jackson goes from our right to our left, away from the scoreboard. The Jeff Durbin scoreboard here at Lake. Here's play action. Quick throw out to the near side. It's caught by Max Cowles, and he's got room across the 30 and out to around the 35-yard line, and he has a Jackson first down. Brady Summers and Chase Fuller combined on the tackle, but it's a 12-yard pickup and a first down for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, Max isn't a very big individual, but he's quick, and he is a tough-nosed kid. I remember watching him last year. He makes plays in a hurry.
Empty backfield this time. They go with 3 out to the wide side and 2 to the near side. Back to throw. Mullman throws the slant. It's caught. 40, 45, 46. And the pile finally stopped as the catch is made by Rocco Norch. The senior receiver, Norch on the season, 14 catches coming in with a touchdown. And Jackson moved the chains again out to the 47-yard line. Again, they split 2 to either side of the field. Jacobs the back behind the quarterback in the pistol.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Jackson with the ball on the Lake 24-yard line. Apologize for the technical problem, but we had a pass completion that took it down to the 29-yard line, and now a 5-yard penalty for offsides against Lake. And Jackson with a 1st and 5 on the Blue Streak 24-yard line. Jackson has had it from the beginning. Mulliman back in the pocket, steps up, flips it short. Jacobs trying to come for the near side. Now he's going to be cut down on the 21-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 2. Mulliman has done a nice job of checking down on a couple of occasions in this first possession.
Yeah, they've given him a nice pocket. They rolled out there in the big play right before we went off air, but he steps in there, and they're protecting really well right now up front.
Jacobs up the middle, bounce to the outside of the 20 to the 15, and brought down inside the 12, maybe the 11-yard line. They'll put it on the 12, so that's a gain of 9. And Jackson just moving the ball right down the field against this Lake defense.
Yeah, Jacobs, everyone's been saying he's squirmy, he's loose, and the way he runs, his whole body just looks like it's just in motion from top to bottom. He is a very tough back to tackle.
They have a wing left to Jackson, 3 receivers. Here's Jacobs up the middle, and this time the hole is non-existent. First man there for Lake was Gavin Salzwimmer, one of their top tacklers on the season. And it'll be no gain on the play. So 2nd and 10 on the 12. We're at 8:40 of the first quarter. Jackson's had it the whole time, moving from their 23 to the Lake 12-yard line. Both on the ground and through the air. Taking a long time to look to the far side for the play. 10 on the play clock as they just now get it lined up. They have Keegan Stanley as a slot to the right. 2 other receivers over there. They do get it snapped. Mulliman throws the bubble screen up the middle, and it is going to go to the 8-yard line.
Ball's on the ground.
Lake says they have the ball, but the official saying the play was dead. And it will be on the 8-yard line. So that'll be a 4-yard pickup and 3rd down and 6 for the Jackson Polar Bears as they made the short throw there.
Yeah, just a little slip play there. You release your lineman, the receiver comes up underneath him. Mulliman being 6'5", that's such an advantage, especially even in high school. He just stands in there, and you could just tell he could just see everything. That is such a weapon, having that height and be able to throw.
Down to 2 on the play clock, and Jackson's going to have a timeout. So the Polar Bears, with Jay Rohr running down the sideline, gets a timeout. It is a Friends and Family Credit Union timeout. And we'll keep it here for the 3rd down and 6 play for the Jackson Polar Bears. On the, we'll call it 3rd and 5. On the Lake 8-yard line. Glen Oak with an early lead on Green, 7-0, 73-yard touchdown run in the first half minute of the first quarter. Other games going on tonight in the county. Carrollton at Alliance. Louisville at Canfield. Strasburg at East Canton. Manchester and Fairless. Orville and Northwest. Canton South at Triway. Austintown Fitches at Perry. McKinley at Hoover. Central Catholic against Edison. Massillon taking on Cardinal Ritter from Missouri. Tuslaw and Toronto. Marlington and West Branch. West Branch up 7-0 in that one. Ridgewood and Sandy Valley. Salem and Minerva. Jackson with a 3rd down and a long 5. Right in the middle of the field. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. They'll hand it off up the middle. Jacobs to the 5, cuts back, and he gets down to around the 2, and he has close to first down yardage. I was expecting pass there, so I was fooled just like the Lake defense, and it will be 1st and goal for the Polar Bears. As Lake gets in an extra lineman, Landon Hoover will come in. He'll take out one of their DBs. He said Jacobs averaging 6.5 yards a carry. He'll get it again, trying the right side, push back and dropped back around the 4 or 5 yard line. Gang tackled by Lake. That time they were looking for run and they got it. One thing about Jacobs, I heard this before and I've seen it tonight. He always wants to bounce it outside.
Yeah, I've heard different stories about the young man. He was a wideout. Then I heard that they had him at wideout, and he didn't tell him he was a running back at one time.
Yes.
So I've heard too, but being an inexperienced running back there, especially inside the 5, you want to just get north and south. No dancing, so that's just a little bit not being experienced.
Here's a throw to the near side, and just off the fingertips of Gino Szymanski in the near corner of the end zone. Pretty good throw by Mullen, but maybe about 6 inches too far, and Szymanski could not pull it in. Now it'll be 3rd and goal for Jackson on the 4 yard line. They send one wide out to the right, one to the near side. They have a wing left and a wing to the right. Jacobs behind his quarterback in the pistol. Handoff right up the middle, and here he comes trying to get around the corner, and he can't do it. Drop back on the 7. Last man there for Lake was Shannon Billiter, the junior. And they had it 1st and goal in the 2. It's now 4th and goal on just inside the 7 on the near hash mark. So a field goal will have to be from the left hash mark. Cooper Mazur.
Jackson on to attempt a field goal.
4 of 6 on the season. He's 4 of 4 inside the 30. This will be a 23-yarder. Good snap, good hold. Kick on the way, and it is right down the middle. So with 5:40 to go in the first quarter from Lake, Jackson on top of the Blue Streaks 3-0. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
With their first possession, and they get the 23-yard field goal by Cooper Mazur, who's a senior. He's been their kicker for a while now. 2 back deep for Lake as the lights are taking effect.
Also back deep for the Blue Streaks is Chase Fuller. Cooper.
2 back deep at the 5 yard line. It's Mazur. It's set to kick it off. He hits it to the near side of the field, and he sends the receiver back into the end zone where he drops the ball, but it'll be called a touchback. So Lake will take over 1st and 10. That was right on the knife's edge there. He was very close to the goal line. Couldn't handle the kick, but it's called a touchback. Cole Rader, the deep man. Now here come the Lake Blue Streaks on offense with their quarterback, Alex Quire, senior, 6 feet, 185. Completing 62% of his passes, 984 yards, 10 touchdowns, and a couple of interceptions. Their leading runner is Davis Matson, 500 yards, 4.9 average, 4 touchdowns. And they come out with 3 wide and a wing to the near side right. From the pistol, play action, quick throw far side, 20, 25, out to the 28-yard line. Ball is out. Ball is out, but they're going to call him down. Call him down right at the 28-yard line to Quinn Snyder. The junior makes the grab. Snyder leads the team with 16 catches now, 268 yards and 3 scores. 2nd and 2 for the Blue Streaks on their 28-yard line. 1 out to the left, 2 to the near side, wing to the right as well. Handoff, and Matson, don't know if he got it, and he doesn't have the ball. Who's got the ball? Well, they spot it on the 30. They're saying it's a first down, but Matson did not have the ball when the play ended. So either it was not a fumble or it was recovered by a Lake player. In any case, it's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 30.
Yeah, that was hard to tell. I don't know if he lost the ball or what exactly happened. The quarterback is the one who ended up coming out of the pile with the ball.
Matson, 6 feet, 205, and a junior. Now 2 in the backfield with Quire. Give it to the first man through, and he takes it right up the middle to the 35-yard line.
Tackle on the play was made by the Polar Bears, number 87.
Run by Matson, and they pick up 4 on the play. We're at 4:18, clock running, first quarter. 3-0 for Jackson. And here's a run to the near side, around the corner to the 30, to the 32, and Novak is going to go down for a loss, back on the 31-yard line.
That was a definition of pursuit drill there. Jackson had, I think, all 10, and then the other one was on his way to, on that cutback, there was nothing there.
Last week, Novak had a really nice game. They handed him the ball a little bit more, trying to give Matson a break running the ball. But at that time, he loses 3 yards. 3rd down and 9 for Lake from their 31. Empty backfield, 3 out to the left, 2 to the near side. Jackson brings the pressure. Throw far side and incomplete. Pass intended for Chase Fuller out at the 39-yard line. Coverage, it looked like, by Max Cowles for Jackson. So the Polar Bears give up 1 first down, but force the punt. So Lake will be forced to kick it away. Lachlan Baker is the punter, averages 37.6 on the season. Cowles is back for Jackson on his 32. Baker hits it from the 21, and it's a nice kick. Cowles to the near side to the 31, where he takes it in. He's got Lake players around him, and he goes down on the 34-yard line.
Great kick and great coverage by Lake there on that containing Cowles. He had nowhere to go.
38 yards on the punt and only a couple of yards on the return. They'll spot him on the 33. 1st and 10 for Jackson with 3:06 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Polar Bears. Carrollton and Alliance tied at 7. Manchester 7, Fairless nothing. Hoover 7, McKinley nothing. They have their quarterback back this week to the Hoover Vikings. Canfield up 13-0 on Louisville. From the 33, 1st and 10, Mulliman alone in the backfield, 5 wide. Steps back, fires near side, man wide open. That is Szymanski, and he's forced out of bounds on the 43-yard line, right at the first down marker. And that will be another Jackson first down. The Lake defensive backs giving Jackson receivers a lot of room on the outside.
Yeah, they're giving them, they're really giving them a lot of respect here. And Mulliman, they're not putting any pressure on him either. He's just sitting there and throwing DBs.
Far side throw and catch at the 49 and down right away. The Jackson receiver after about a 6-yard pickup.
To the Polar Bears, number 18, Mike.
If Mulliman can continue doing this, I tell you what, this little rollout, they're just sprint out, and he's throwing the ball right where it needs to be. And you can't get pressure on that when they're moving the pocket. That's a nice play.
Micah Regenball with the catch. 2nd and 4. Polar Bears line up, and now they look to the far side for the play. Still 13 on the play clock. They bring 3 to the near side, 1 out to the right. Jacobs, the running back. Fake to him. Throw to the near side. Caught. Brett Andrews over the 50 and down to the Lake 45. And that's another Jackson first down.
Tackle on the play was made by the Blue Streaks number 84, Angelo Wood.
Well, that is a gain of 6. Polar Bears looking very impressive so far this evening. In the first 10 minutes, they lead 3-0, and they're on the march again.
First down, ball is placed at the Blue Streak 45-yard line.
Another great throw by Mulliman. That's just a quick bubble. And what a lot of quarterbacks, and when you're big-handed like he is, he can grab the ball, and he's not even looking for the seams. He's just grabbing it and throwing it to get it out there as quick as possible.
Man in motion to the right, play action. They throw it to the motion man, and he drops it, trying to come out of the backfield. Rocco Norch couldn't hang on to the throw. And so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock stops at 1:43 in the first quarter. Glen Oak and Green 7-7 in the last 4 minutes of the first.
That might not have been a bad drop. I think he would have lost maybe 3 or 4 yards on that. They had that well covered.
2nd down and 10.
It's time they'll split 2 out to either side of the formation. Jacobs is the wide man to the near side. Nobody in the backfield with Mulman as the blitz is coming. Now he steps up, throws far side, caught at the 34 to the 30, and down to about the 28, 27-yard line.
Number 16, Rocco Norch.
Norch with the catch, and they pick up another 19 yards on the play.
The Blue Streaks made by Cal Pierce.
Well, 16 to the 28.
You know, Eckerman went out last week with a concussion. He probably knew this week he wasn't going to play. He didn't even come out in pads or anything the second half of that game. So, you know, Mulliman probably had a full week of practice, knowing he was the number 1 this week. And that really helps, you know, not splitting reps, not knowing who's playing. So he's very impressive on this drive and the first drive also.
Throw to the near side. It's a high one caught by Szymanski along the sideline, and he runs through a tackle, still on his feet inside the 15-yard line and down to around the 11. Great catch on the high throw, and then an even better effort to get down the sideline against 3 or 4 defenders. They'll put it on the 12. Jackson again in the R.G. Drake red zone, and they'll go right to the line of scrimmage. 2 out to the right, 1 to the near side, wing to the right. And Lake apparently jumped offside. Blue Streaks look a little flat this evening. But Jackson also playing very well so far. So it'll be half the distance, or it'll be 5 yards from the 12 to the 7. So first down and 5 on the 7 for Jackson. Could be the last play of the first quarter. Snap back, Jacobs takes it up the middle and gets to the 5, still struggling forward, and gets to about the 3-yard line. So that'll be about a yard short of the first down, and Jackson does not have to run another play here. They can get a free timeout if they wish, and it looks like they're going to let the clock run out here at the end of the first quarter. That will be the end of the first quarter. After 1 from Lake, it's Jackson 3, Lake Blue Streaks nothing. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Hartville Hardware has been serving the community since 1972. With over 300
Welcome back on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. Clint Scroggs and Brian Beatty. Ryan Bevere down on the field. And we go to the second quarter with Jackson leading Lake 3 2-0. Orville up on Northwest 6-0 after one. Glen Oak now up on Green 14-7. So another active night of high school football in Stark County as we're getting down to it. All the coaches are hoarse now. Their voices are starting to show the preseason plus 6 weeks of regular season play. So you can tell you're getting down to it.
Yeah, you're coming home for supper. It's dark out now. So,
That's right.
yeah, it's,
That's right.
It is that time of the year.
Here's Jacobs up the middle, lowers the shoulder, and takes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Jackson.
Corey Jacobs lowered the boom on the Lake defender and scores for the 9th time this season. And Jackson extends their lead.
Yeah, that time, no dancing. Like we talked about before, I think someone got him on the sideline and said, just get north and south. That's, I imagine Coach Rohr whispered in his ear, and he definitely did that. That was a great run.
Jacobs 6'1" and 185. Here is the extra point attempt by Mazur. And he hits it high, and he hits it far, and it's right down the middle. He's 21 of 22 on the season, and we have a timeout with 11:55 to go in the first half. It is now Jackson 10, Lake nothing. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Chase Fuller and Davis Matson back to receive the kickoff for Lake. The Blue Streaks trail it 10-0. With Cooper Mazur
Set to kick it.
to kick it off. Time the Polar Bears went 67 yards as the kick is away. And it's going to come down. They fight for it. It's taken at the 5 to the 10. Up to the 20, 30, 40. And down at the 43-yard line is Chase Fuller. So a nice return. Maybe there'll be a spark for the Lake Blue Streaks. They need one at the moment. As Jackson have control play through the first quarter. And the first play here of the second quarter, they'll spot him on the 42. Fuller, senior, took it right up the middle. He took it away from his teammate down at the 5, but made a nice run with it.
Yeah, a little miscommunication down there. Usually you designate one as a center fielder, and he makes the call. It's either you, or me. So
on first down, play action. Pump, deep throw, man wide open, caught at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Lake. Chase Fuller responsible for all the yards on that possession with the kickoff return. And then the pass reception, the perfectly designed and executed play. Quire put it on the money. And that was 58 yards.
Yeah, quick strike by Lake. That's what they needed. A nice little curl and go. Sucked the DB in, and he was wide open down the sideline.
Extra point on the way, and it's good. By J.P. Moorhead. Timeout. 11:38 to go in the first half. It's now Jackson 10, Lake 7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
2 touchdowns in 17 seconds, and we are off and running here in the second quarter with 11:38 remaining. And Lake getting a huge touchdown there on the 68-yard pass. With a 58-yard pass from Alex Quire to Chase Fuller. Kickoff on the ground, taken on the 25, 30, and 35-yard line by Jackson's Jared Kaiser. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears, who have scored on their only 2 possessions. Lake was looking a little bit dead in the water. They got the nice kickoff return by Fuller, and then the perfect passing play that covered the rest of the distance. Fuller was 20 yards behind the nearest defender.
Yeah, Lake's going to have to get some pressure here on defense and probably tighten up a little bit on these receivers. You know, I know they're respecting their speed, but they need to tighten up just a little bit here.
Carter Molman, the junior quarterback, has 2 receivers to each side. Jacobs to his right, back to throw. 4-man rush, throw to the far side. Caught to the 42-yard line. Catch made by Szymanski, also a junior. They'll spot him on the 42, so it's a 7-yard pickup. This is just pitch and catch with Molman and his receivers.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's a really, this first time I've got to see him. I think we saw him throw 1 ball last year, the last play of a game, but it's.
Here's Jacobs trying to turn the left end, and he's going to be dragged down from behind right around the line of scrimmage. The Lake player who made the tackle, slow to get up, and they're going to have to stop play for him. He dragged Jacobs down and might have gotten kicked as he made the shoestring tackle for no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 3 for Jackson. 10:51 to go in the first half. Glen Oak and Green now 14 all in the final seconds of the first quarter.
Folks, the French Rooster, your favorite style house.
Can't tell who the injured player is over on the far side of the field.
Located just down
See if we
the
can
road
find some more scores.
West Maple Street here in Hartville. We can't wait to see
Either they're all 0-0 or nobody's reporting. Fitch and Perry, Orville and Northwest. We know that one is not 0-0. Ridgewood 20, Sandy Valley nothing. Edison 8, Central Catholic 3, Manchester 7, Fairless nothing. Salem 14, Minerva 3. Massillon up on Cardinal Ritter 7-0. Kinley and Hoover tied at 7. Glen Oak and Green tied at 14. Not sure what the injury was over there. They have the player's helmet off over on the far side of the field in front of the Jackson bench. Now he's up on his feet and coming off.
A.J. Mitchell shaking up on the play.
That is Aaron Mitchell, junior, 6'2" and 220, coming off the field. He was trotting off the field by the time he got around the hash mark. So it'll be 3rd and 3 for the Polar Bears on their 42. Two receivers to each side of the formation. And Molman, play action, quick flip over the middle, it's caught. That's Cowles, I believe, across the 50 to the Lake 46. Actually, the ball was caught by Rocco Norch. Either way, it's a Jackson first down.
Yeah, it's a definition of an RPO there. Fake the run, nice fake. Running back curled over, and quick pop was there.
Molman rolling near side, throws, caught on the 32-yard line. What a catch by Micah Regenball. That was
impressive.
That was impressive. Reaching out, the ball was well in front of him, and he had to stick the hands out. He had his hands like backwards, upside down, whatever you would say, and made the catch that way. And That's down to the 32-yard line. So Jackson continues to move the ball. Jacobs switches to the left side of his quarterback. And back to throw. Mulman near side, high throw, and it's a catch on the 29-yard line. Like it was Regent Ball again on the catch. The tackle by Cole Rader. And is a gain of 3 on the play. As Mitchell is, I don't know if he's on the field yet, but he's getting ready to come back in, according to Ryan Bevere on the sideline. One split to the near side. That's Regent Ball. 3 out to the left. Lake shows blitz. Swing it out of the backfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for Jacobs. He runs it down as though it was a lateral, but I think they're going to call it incomplete. Let's see. It should have been incomplete. It was almost right in line with us. Looked like a forward pass, but they're going to give him credit for picking the ball up and running with it out of bounds on the 28.
I think that's where it was.
That's where it was before. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. I thought that was the right call. So it'll set up 3rd down. Yeah, 3rd down for Jackson on the 28. 3rd and 6. So the Polar Bears with a 10-7 lead here early in the second quarter will set up with 5 wide on 3rd and 6 on the Lake 28. Mulman back to throw. Flags down as it's a penalty against Jackson. It's going to be a false start against the Polar Bears, and that'll back them up to the 33 and make it 3rd and 11. See if they come out with the same formation. They had 3 out to the wide side left and 2 to the near side. When they do that, Jacobs is the 5th receiver, but he was a wide out before he was a running back. So a familiar position for him. 3rd and 11. Back is Mulman. 4-man rush. They get pressure. He steps up, fires far side. Jacobs has it on the 29. 25 makes a move to the 20. Another move to the 15, to the 10, and out of bounds. Corey Jacobs down to the 6-yard line. 22 yards on the play. Actually 27 yards on the play. And talked about his elusiveness, and there's just not much to grab onto when he's got the ball.
No, and he doesn't run real low. He's just wiggly. I'm going to have to jump in my thesaurus tonight, come up with some more words. But, yeah, you just don't get a good wrap up on him. He's very loose. But that play started with a great protection and Mulliman stepping up in the pocket and hitting it.
Here's a run up the middle. Jacobs to the 5, to the 4, trying to rip the ball out. And again, the Lakes say they have the ball out, but again, the officials are going to say the play is over. So they'll spot it on the 4, and it'll be 2nd and goal. We're at 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Jackson with a 10-7 lead. They have a 2nd and goal on the Lake 4-yard line. Mulman in the pistol with Jacobs to his right. Stanley is a wing to the right. 2 receivers over here on this side and 1 out to the left. Here's a quick throw. Back of the end zone for Szymanski, and he's got it for the Jackson touchdown. Perfect throw. And another touchdown for the Jackson Polar Bears, who have been unstoppable on offense this evening. Mulman with another great pass.
Yeah, great pass. I think Szymanski turned the wrong way, but then completely wheeled his body around, and the ball was right there, and he brought it in. There was no one else who was going to get to that ball except him.
Missouri to kick. Brett Andrews the holder, and again, the kick is way back and through the uprights. Timeout. 8:46 to go in the first half. Jackson 17, Lake 7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Lake had gotten some momentum back with a touchdown on their last possession, but Jackson just drives back down the field and scores. 2 touchdowns and a field goal tonight for the Polar Bears, and they lead it 17-7. That one on the pass, 4 yards from Mulliman to Szymanski. Mulliman now with his 4th touchdown pass of the season. They also have a TD run by Jacobs and a field goal. As the kick is a line drive to the far side of the field, hits around the 10, and it'll go out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. So Lake will have good field position to start with the ball. They've not established anything on offense. Their touchdown was on a 1-play drive, a 68-yard pass for score.
Really, Jackson's only mistake so far I've seen tonight are kickoffs. You know, one that they had a nice return on, and that one going out of bounds. They're going to have a nice field position.
Ball on the 35-yard line. As Alex Quire, the senior quarterback, goes into the huddle. It's the Quire type huddle with the quarterback standing in front and everyone else in 2 lines looking at him. On first down, play action, Quire back to throw. Lots of time. Now he's being rushed and he's sacked back on the 26-yard line. Jackson's Luke Mazon gets in for the sack. It's his 3rd of the season. And that is a loss of 8 yards on the play back to the 22, 2nd and 18.
And Kyrie Tyler had great position there. He was looking to go long and great.
Here's a throw out to the far side, incomplete as they try to get it out to the sideline. At the 37-yard line. Pass was intended for Cole Lanterman, but a little bit low and outside, and it'll be 3rd down and 18 now for the Blue Streaks, who looks like they're going to have to keep scoring tonight. This is a Jackson offense that has been just about perfect so far, and Lake find themselves 10 points down. Quire in the pistol, 2 receivers each side, 1 back, straight back to throw. Deep throw near side, ball in the air and out of bounds, up around midfield. Intended for Fuller. Coverage for Jackson by Anthony Corsi. And it will be 4th down and a quick 3 and out for Lake.
Yeah, Jackson been playing a lot of man-and-man, and they jumped into a cover 4 there, and it just that route just wasn't going to be available, thrown into that coverage.
Lachlan Baker to kick for Lake. 1 back deep for Jackson, standing on his 36-yard line. Good snap, no rush, kick away. Another nice high end-over-end kick, fair catch, and taken by Max Cowles on the 34-yard line. 39 on the punt, no return. We have 7:54 to go in the first half. Jackson with a 17-7 lead. They could put a stranglehold in this game if they could move down and get another score. Orville leading Northwest 14-7 now.
Folks, the Hartville Kitchen specializes in the best in scratch-made home-style cooking. At the Hartville Kitchen, we use only the freshest and finest ingredients. homemade mashed potatoes, fresh chicken and beef, delicious vegetables, warm dinner rolls, and a selection.
Let's branch up on Marlington 42-0 now. They're still in the first half. As the Polar Bears come out with 2 out to the wide side left, 1 to the near side, and a slot to the right as well. And they'll hand it off. Jacobs trying to turn the corner, and he's wrapped up around the waist and brought down after a short gain. Maybe a yard or 2 as the tackle by Cole Rader for Lake at the 36-yard line. Pickup of 2. This time Jacobs will go out as the wide man on the far side of the field. So 5 wide, empty backfield for Carter Molman. As he's back, he's rushed, he is hit, and he's going to go down. Back inside the 25-yard line. They sent the blitz that time, did Lake, and Angelo Wood coming right up the middle. Gets the sack. Big loss on the play, back to the 25-yard line. It's a loss of 11.
Yeah, big defensive play there. I'm not sure. It had to be a miscommunication up front. He came shooting through there, so.
Third down and 19. Polar Bears look to the far side for the play. Jacobs in the backfield to the left of his quarterback. Mulliman back to throw. Another blitz. Again, he's flushed. Now he steps up with flags down, throw far side, and intercepted, I believe, on the far side of the field. Nope, incomplete. Lake had a man with his hands on the ball. That was Fuller, but I think the receiver pulled it away from him. In any case, there are flags down in the backfield, and I think Jackson's going to be called for holding. So Lake puts the pressure on the last couple of plays and forces Jackson to have to punt here on 4th and 19 as they decline the penalty.
This is a time I wish I had a tablet. See what they were doing different up front. There had to be some kind of scheme changed up by Coach George and his defensive staff there, and definitely going to see that in the second half, and I imagine Jackson will make some adjustments at halftime. It's nice to be able to watch football games, on the sideline. They have those iPads now, and the technology is great.
Here's the punt by Mazur, and it is taken by Fuller back on his 38. Makes the first man miss up the far side, and he's bumped out of bounds over the 50 in Jackson territory. They're going to spot him on the 47-yard line. So Lake in great position to start this drive, trailing 17-7, about halfway through the second quarter. The first quarter went by pretty quickly. This one has had 3 scores and a couple of punts, a couple of penalties. Lake moving from our right to our left here in the second quarter. They'll come out with 2 in the backfield with Quire as well as a wing to the left, 2 receivers near side left on 1st and 10. It's a handoff. Matson starts left, cuts back to the middle, weaving his way through traffic and taking it inside the 45 to the 42-yard line. Nice run by Davis Matson. Pick up 7 on the play. They'll come out in the same formation, which is a running formation. And it's a run. Matson waits. Now he heads upfield and takes it for a first down. They'll stop him. Actually, that was Zach Novak carrying the ball. They stop him on the 36, so 2 running plays and a first down for Lake.
Coach George might have just went back to page 1 of the playbook and just, this is Lake style football right here.
Novak ran 6 times for 50 yards last week. First and 10 on the 36. 2 in the backfield with Quire. Jackson showing pressure. Here's a handoff. Matson starts right, cuts back, and has 3 or 4 down to about the 33-yard line. They'll give him 3 yards on the play. 5:10 clock running, first half. Jackson up 17-7. Green has now taken a 28-14 lead on Glen Oak. Just about the same spot we are. Manchester 14, Fairless nothing. Moorville 14, Northwest 7. 2nd and 7 for Lake on the Jackson 33. It's a keeper. Quire running left, and he's going to be brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Polar Bears into the backfield for the tackle by Reese Myers, sophomore. Myers, their top tackler on the season. And Alex Quire, a little gimpy, coming to the near side. And Lake's going to call a timeout with 3rd and 7. Take it with 4:24 left in the half. 17-7 Jackson. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back at Lake, we have 4:24 to go in the first half. Jackson on top by 17-7, but Lake with a 3rd and 7 at the Jackson 33-yard line. Polar Bears were up 10-0. Lake got a long touchdown pass, and Jackson drove back down for another score. They had scored in their first 3 possessions. Jackson with a little confusion on who should be on the field. They got it set up now defensively. One back, Quire in the pistol. And it's play action. Roll right, throw, man wide open. 25, 20, out of bounds on the 15-yard line. Aaron Mitchell, who went out with an injury earlier. And let's see where they'll spot him on the 18-yard line. So 15 on the play.
Yeah, just another RPO, a little waggle route where the H-back just slips out, for the fakes the block and gets out in the flats.
First and 10. Trips near side. One back. Quire. Play action. Rolls. Throws near side. Fuller runs through 2 tackles, and he's going to score. Chase Fuller with his 2nd touchdown of the night through the air. And we have ourselves a game. The Blue Streaks battling back. That time getting the 19-yard TD pass. Pass basically down the line of scrimmage, and Fuller ran through 2 tacklers at the line and 2 more about around the 5-yard line.
Yeah, a few missed tackles there, but yeah, that drive was definitely Lake football. Hard nose. I don't think that, the waggle pass was about 4 yards down the line on the other side of the line, but that's just smash mouth football, and that's what they need to do to get back in this.
JP Moorhead for the extra point. Senior awaiting the snap. It's down, ball up and through. 4:09 to go in the first half. Our score: Jackson 17, Lake 14. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Well, I guess the 2 biggest games in the Federal League tonight. This one in the McKinley-Hoover game. The Bulldogs leading over there 14-7. And here, Jackson leading Lake 17-14. As the Blue Streaks take advantage of the good punt return, and now they bounce the kick down the middle of the field. It's taken on the 30, out to the 35. Brett Andrews takes it to the 37-yard line or so. And that's where Jackson will take over 1st and 10. They had to punt for the first time in the game last time, as the Blue Streaks finally got pressure on the quarterback. They were successful earlier running and passing. They kind of went away from the run the last couple of possessions. See if they get the ball back in the running back's hands on this possession.
Fans, we invite you to patronize many of the food options available this evening at Blue Streak Stadium.
Jackson will have 2 to the left side, 2 to the near right side. Jacobs behind Molman in the pistol. It's a fake. It's a throw to the far side. It's caught. And out to the 44-yard line goes Rocco Norch before he is sent out of bounds around the 45. And Norch is still down on the play. He's outside the field of play.
Yeah, I didn't like the way he got tackled there. Or it was a clean tackle, just the way he came down.
Maybe an ankle as the defender came down on the back of his legs. We have 3:55 to go in the first half. Norch helped to his feet, not putting a whole lot of pressure on that right leg. In fact, hopping his way to the bench. Halftime, Alliance leads Carrollton 21-7. Here it is Jackson 17, Lake 14. Polar Bears with a 2nd and 2 on their 45-yard line. So Norch is out of the game. They go with 3 receivers and a wing to the left on 2nd and 2. It's a run. Jacobs up the middle, has a seam, 50, 40, and finally put down at the 39-yard line. Nice hole right up the middle by the Jackson offensive line. Tackle by Angelo Wood. But a nice run and a pickup of a first down. They needed 2. And they got about 14. 3:35 left in the half. Polar Bears looking to the far side for the play. And again, it's Jacobs. He tries the middle again. This time the Blue Streaks are there. About 2 yards this time for the Jackson running back.
Met quickly by the Blue Streaks number 33, Gavin Solswimmer.
So it will be 2nd and 8 now for the Polar Bears. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. 3 receivers near side for Jackson, 1 out to the left. Jacobs in the backfield. Gets the handoff. Up the middle, now bounces out to the left, and again he'll go down near the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. And that was Jacobs trying to bounce it outside. The tackle for Lake by Mitchell sets up a 3rd down and 8. Clock ticking away, 2:25 left in the first half. Jackson up by 3, 3rd and 8 on the Lake 37. Molman back, rush coming, quick throw far side, incomplete. Receiver tried to come back for it and stick out the right hand, but he couldn't pull it in. That was Szymanski. It's the pass a little off target. And it'll set up a 4th and long here for the Polar Bears. Looks like they're going to bring the punt team out. With 2:14 left in the half. And Lake with an opportunity after all that's happened to get even or take a lead before halftime. Lake playing it safe. As Mazur will kick it. He kicks it very high. It's going to come down inside the 10-yard line and takes a Lake bounce into the end zone. And so the Blue Streaks will take over on the 20. 17 net yards on the punt. So 2:06 remaining. Lake Scored on their last 2 possessions, or 2 of their last 3. Will come out 80 yards away. They have 2 timeouts. And they come out with 1 back. 1 receiver out to the right, 2 to the near side, and a wing right. Alex Quire in the pistol. Play action, wants to throw, has time, going to go deep far side, and overthrown and incomplete. Receiver and a defender running stride for stride down the far side of the field. I'm going to say there was Kyrie Tyler, the defensive back, on the far side of the field for Jackson. And that sets up a 2nd and 10 here for Lake. Tyler, a junior.
Tyler's a good-looking kid. You know, he got beat on that out and up, but they tried to test him a couple times, and he's a long kid, and he has nice coverage, nice stride.
2nd and 10. Quire will hand it off this time. Matson gets through the line. He's to the 30. He's to the 35-yard line. First down. Jackson Baker on the tackle. Spot him on the 36. It'll be 1st and 10. Clock running now at 1:45. Lake still with 2 timeouts. Quire hands it off again, and Matson is thrown to the turf on the 35-yard line. Nice play by Will Angel Martinez. Or Will Angel Martinez at the 35-yard line. So it's a loss of a yard. Will Angel and Wilfredo Martinez as the 2 defensive tackles. Here's a pass. Quire throwing near side and too high and incomplete. Intended for Quinn Snyder, who was wide open. But Quire just missed him, and now it's 3rd and 11 for Lake on their 35 with 1:06 to go in the half.
Yeah, he had him just overshot to the sideline a little bit there. Watching on the sideline, Coach Durbin, I think he comes to every one of these games, and he was a little animated on that last play, too. He knew it was close.
3rd and 11. Trips out to the right, 1 to the near side for Lake, who trail it by 3 in the final minute of the half. 3 down linemen here for Jackson. Quire is going to run it himself. 35, 40, 44-yard line, where they'll stack him up about 2 yards short of the first down. Clock's still going at 53 seconds. Lake will have a 4th and 2 on their 44. And they're going to send the punt team out. And he's going to let the clock run down, I believe, and call a timeout is Dan DeGeorge. 21 on the play clock, which should take us down to about 15 on the game clock. So Lake on their own side of the 50 with the 4th and 2. Looks like they're going to kick it away. I see Rocco Norch over there in the far sideline running around trying to work on that injured ankle or calf or whatever it was from earlier. And now Lake calls their timeout with 16 seconds left in the half. Stay tuned at halftime. We'll have news. We'll have scores of other games. We'll have our upcoming schedule. Look at the playoff rankings as they stand in week 7, and we'll also have our scout team players of the week for both sides coming up at halftime, and hopefully pepperoni rolls as well.
Yes. Yeah, I think this is a smart decision here by Coach DeGeorge. You know, you get the fans all kind of growl, but this is a long 4th and 2, and you don't want to give any momentum going to the locker room to Jackson. I think, you know, Lake's kind of captured here the last few possessions. So kick it away and get to the locker room and readjust. But I love listening to the fans. They always go for it, and then you be in trouble and you don't.
That's right.
Yes.
If you don't make it, you didn't call the right
Yes.
play. You should have gone for it and called this play.
Yes.
Lachlan Baker to punt it for Lake. Nobody back deep for Jackson. They have 8 on the line of scrimmage and 3 behind that, but nobody back deep, and the kick is going to bounce the 20, the 10, the 5, and it will roll into the end zone. So Jackson will take over 1st and 10 with 7 seconds left in the first half. You would assume they would just take a knee here. Lake with 1 timeout remaining.
Will be performing live at the Lake Performing Arts Hall on Saturday, November 22nd. Award-winning songwriter Russell was featured on America's Got Talent. It's 100 million plus streams in his
Polar Bears still huddled around their coaches out by the numbers on the far side of the field.
Robertson Concrete, Morgan Engineering, and Jordan Miller News.
Green up on Glen Oak now 34-14 late second quarter.
Proceeds from the show will go to benefit Performing Arts.
Green looking for their 2nd win of the season.
Individual tickets are now on sale.
Jackson lined up to take a knee. Mullen does just that. Clock does not start. Now it does.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
And that will be the end of the first half.
with the score, it's the
So a terrific first half of action
and your Lake Blue Streaks 14.
from Lake High School and Blue Streak Stadium. And at the end of 2 quarters, our score is the Jackson Polar Bears 17 and the Lake Blue Streaks 14. It's a score 7 Friday night of high school football here on the Q92 Sports Network. As usual, we have the whole county covered and maybe even some outskirts as well. And we will all the way through the playoffs as long as we have somebody involved in the area. We'll be attempting to stay with them as long as we have somebody involved. And right now, we have a lot of teams with a chance to go deep, I think. But we will see. All right, we'll send it back to the studios. Again, our halftime score is Jackson 17 and Lake 14. We'll have halftime news and more coming up. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. A special prosecutor is being sought for the case of 2 Canton police officers charged in the death of a man in their custody. Prosecutors made the request today in Stark County Common Pleas Court during a pretrial hearing for Bo Shoneggi and Camden Birch. They are charged with reckless homicide. Prosecutors cite a conflict of interest. Retired Medina County Common Pleas Judge James Kimbler is overseeing the case after Stark County judges recused themselves. He gave prosecutors 2 weeks to file a motion. A final pretrial hearing is set for January 21st. In April 2024, Frank Tyson of Canton Township crashed his vehicle near the AmVets building on Sherrick Road Southeast. People inside called police to have Tyson removed due to erratic behavior. He stopped breathing after being handcuffed and put on the floor. Molly Stark Hospital will soon come down. Crews are set to begin demolition of the 96-year-old facility next week. The contractor is Gary Matarelli Excavating. Stark Parks owns the property in Nimishillen Township, which has been abandoned since 1995. Park officials have cited safety concerns. The hospital has also been the frequent target of vandals. Stark Parks received a $2.3 million grant from the Ohio Brownfield Remediation Program last year. It will cover about 75% of the cost of asbestos abatement, demolition, and site remediation. Stark Parks, the county land bank, and commissioners will pay the remainder. Completion completion is expected by the end of the year. The city of Louisville opened its new fire station this afternoon. WDPN's David Schur reports.
The $8.6 million, 15,000 square foot facility houses 3 fire trucks and 3 EMS vehicles, along with training facilities, a day room, sleeping dorms, and a decompression area in which the air pressure is elevated to keep out the contaminants from the vehicle emissions. On hand for the ceremonies, which included dedication of the building to the late city manager, Dr. Larry Collins, whose efforts resulted in this facility, were members of his family and officials from fire departments all over the county and beyond. For WDPN News, I'm David Schur.
You'll soon have another option for flying to the Windy City from Akron Canton Airport. The first American Airlines flight to Chicago's O'Hare International Airport is set for departure Monday morning at 7:45. United Airlines currently operates the only service to Chicago from CAK. Akron Canton will host a gate party for travelers on the American flight at 6:30. Victims of the 2023 East Palestine train derailment and Norfolk Southern have until October 10th to respond to fraud allegations concerning the $600 million settlement of a class action lawsuit. Federal Judge Benita Pearson issued the deadline following a filing last week by a group of class members who opted into the personal injury portion of the settlement. They allege their legal representatives intentionally hid crucial information about health risks. At issue is the portion of the settlement providing payments to individuals who signed a release of their personal injury claims against the railroad. The motion requests that the settlement, which was approved a year ago, should be nullified. Norfolk Southern has indicated it will oppose the motion. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
The Highway Patrol is investigating a fatal single-vehicle crash in Columbiana County. It happened around 8:40 Wednesday night. A car was southbound on State Route 644 in Franklin Township when it failed to negotiate a curve, went off the right side of the road, and struck a tree south of Lewis Road. The vehicle caught fire and the driver died at the scene. Their name has not been released. The crash forced authorities to close the roadway for about 2 hours. A man accused of attacking a Latonia police officer will undergo treatment at Heartland Behavioral Health Care in Massillon. The commitment of 47-year-old Randy May of Latonia was issued Wednesday by Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Megan Bickerton. He was recently found not guilty by reason of insanity, a felonious assault, and aggravated robbery. Bickerton said an evaluation determined May was mentally ill. Officer John Hancock suffered a broken ankle and a head injury when he was hit with a metal bar during an October 2024 traffic stop. May was also found not guilty by reason of insanity for assaulting a deputy in April of 2024. The final termination of commitment for the Latonia case will be in 2036. The hearing for the other will be in 2027. Attorneys have filed an amended injunction in Mahoning County Common Pleas Court asking a magistrate to allow Youngstown Ursuline High School transfer students to play football this season. It was filed Thursday. The amended injunction notes a Trumbull County judge ruled in favor of 3 students who transferred to Girard and seeks the same decision in Mahoning County. The OHSAA ruled last month that any student who transferred from Ursuline to another school would not be able to play for the 2025 season. The season was canceled following allegations of hazing, sexual assault, and harassment involving some players. The original injunction in Mahoning County was recently denied. A hearing is scheduled for October 10th. A woman is headed to prison for the drowning death of a 1-year-old girl in Youngstown. 32-year-old Adrienne Hudson of Youngstown was sentenced today by Mahoning County Common Pleas Judge Maureen Sweeney to 6 to 9 years behind bars. She pleaded guilty in August to charges of involuntary manslaughter and child endangering. Hudson was indicted in January 2024 for the September 2023 incident. London Kazan was found in a pool at a home on Ridgelawn Avenue. Hudson was babysitting the girl and her own child at the West Side address. The group was outside and the girl reportedly wandered away and ended up in the pool. The child's death was later ruled accidental. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, clear and cool, a low near 52. Sunny skies Saturday with a high reaching 81. Saturday night, clear, a low around 50. Sunday, sunshine returns with a high of 82. Monday, sunny skies and a high of 83. From the Q92 newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears.
What's trending? Here's what you can find online.
Q92radiosports.com is the official website of the Q92 Sports Network. It's also your home for all of our high school and University of Mount Union football and basketball games. It's where you can stream games live. Go to our SoundCloud page to relive games from the past. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule, get scores from around the area, and find your local sports news. It's all just a click away at Q92radiosports.com.
Looking to brighten someone's day? Look no further than Hartville Balloon Shop. We're locally owned right here in Hartville. Let us design custom displays for your birthdays to baby showers. And yes, to those high school seniors, even graduations. We've got balloons for every occasion. Delivery all across Stark County and beyond, bringing the celebration to your door. Visit HartvilleBalloonShop.com or call 330-705-6799 today. Hartville Balloon Shop, making your event stand out.
Whether you're training for the big game or just want to crush your next workout, L Squared Fitness Factory has your back. We support veterans and first responders. Our locally owned and old school gym open 24/7 and packed with the top line equipment built for serious results. From sports specific training, personal or small group training, or to everyday fitness. Come train with us at 7081 Portage Street, Northwest in Maslin, or call 330-844-9616. L Squared Fitness Factory, home of the natural athlete.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Well, maybe you were able to hear the last half of the last note played by the Jackson Polar Bear Marching Band. Impressive as always. Got a little Blondie in there at halftime. And the Lake Band poised and ready across the way for their show at halftime. Our score here from Blue Streak Stadium: Jackson 17, Lake 14. Clint Scroggs, Brian Beatty, Ryan Bevere with you on another perfect night for high school football. Temperatures dropping down into the 60s as sun goes down. It gets a little later, but no chance of precipitation. Fast track and very well played first half. Scores of other games from the first half include Alliance leading Carrollton 21-7. Fitch and Perry are scoreless at halftime. That's a real score. I don't know the last time I heard a scoreless first half of a high school football game. Ridgewood 41, Sandy Valley nothing. Edison 22, Central Catholic 3, Canfield 20, Louisville 7, Tuslaw 7, Toronto 6, Manchester 14, Fairless 7, Orville and Northwest knotted at 14 at the half, McKinley 14, Hoover 7, Massillon 21, Cardinal Ritter 14, Strasburg and East Canton don't have a score on that game. Green 41, Glen Oak 14, Salem 27, Minerva 3, and no score in on the Canton South Triway game so far. Here the Jackson Polar Bears drove down for a field goal on their first possession of 23 yards. On their second possession, which ended on the first play of the second quarter, they got a 3-yard touchdown run from Corey Jacobs, and it was 10-0. On the ensuing kickoff, Lake ran it back out to the 40-yard line, and on one play, they had a touchdown pass that went from Alex Quire to Chase Fuller and made it 10-7. Jackson drove right back down the field, and this time it was Carter Molman throwing a short touchdown pass to Gino Szymanski. It was 17-7, and then it was Lake taking the ball down the field and getting a touchdown. Both teams had the ball again before halftime, but neither was able to score, so that's where we are right now, 17-14. And one of our favorite features, brought to you by Beatty Sports each week at halftime, is our scout team players of the week. And it's been nice as I have talked to the different coaches as we've been doing this. They have been very receptive, and they have been very effusive with their compliments to different scout team players, knowing what you know, Brian, just how important those guys are. And so you have 2 for this week.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's been great doing it. And I tell you, one, the best thing is going down after the game and actually meeting individuals. So far, the coaches don't even tell them who won. So they're getting pulled out of the locker room, and most of the time they have fear in their eyes. They think they're in trouble. So it's really neat, and the kids are so appreciative of it, and really, the other kids are rallying around them, congratulating them. So it's really, really great, this Scout Player of the Week. So this week for Jackson, Coach Ward gave us number 51, Jackson Conley. He's a Scout team player. Coach had what he had to say about him. He takes no plays off. He has been in every day since summer as the backup center and is preparing to be a varsity player. He never complains. He stays after practice for extra snaps and is on every snap through the week on Scout team. We are proud of him and all he does to try to make the team successful. Once again, just another kid that's there every play. You don't have to look for him. It sounds like every Scout team he's in there giving their defense an excellent look. For Lake and Coach DeGeorge, it's number 15 sophomore Wyatt Jones. He's the starting JV quarterback and linebacker, but also plays on both Scout teams as quarterback and Scout team inside linebacker for us to at practice every day. He's a very tough, coachable kid, and he's actually on a few special teams here Friday night, so we'll watch for him again on special teams. And once again, playing JV and, Saturday, it's a competitive, especially in the Federal League. You're going to get beat up, and then you turn around Monday and you're the starting quarterback, taking some hits and playing inside linebacker. That's a tough-nosed kid there. But he's a Lake kid. What else would you expect? So, yeah, congratulations to both Wyatt and Jackson, and they'll both receive a shirt from Beatty Sports Shop.
That's awesome. There's a Beatty Sports Shop. Right, we could. Is the building's not tall enough to see from here? Is it? The trees are a little.
The trees are a little bit too high. Yeah, but right across the street from the high school there. Yeah.
And of course in downtown Louisville. And let's see. Let's take a moment. We'll listen to the Lake High School band as we are at halftime with Jackson leading Lake 14-7. Sorry, 17-14. Now the music. The Lake Blue Streak marching band as we are at halftime at Lake, 17-14. Jackson with the advantage. Now let's take a look at some of the computer points as we have them for local teams. Division I, Region 1. McKinley is 6th, 5-1 as St. Ed leads that region. Still inexplicable. They're still one of the best teams in the state. D1 team. We saw them get steamrolled by Massillon a few weeks ago. McKinley 6th, Jackson 8th, Glen Oak is 14th in Region 1. Division 2, Region 5, Lake is 1st. 3 points ahead of Hoban, who is 5-1. Nordonia, Hudson, Walsh Jesuit all 5-1. Fitch 4-1. Garfield Heights is 5-1. Of course, the top 12 from each region get in the playoffs. In Region 7, Hoover is in a 4th place tie with Worthington Kilbourne. Canal Winchester leading that region. Louisville is 7th. Massillon is 9th. And Perry is 12th coming in tonight. In Division 3, Region 9, Alliance is 7th. Canfield leading the way there. They and CVCA both undefeated. In Division 3, Region 11, a lot of Columbus area teams there. Columbus Bishop Watterson leading the way. Lyndon McKinley is 2nd. Carrollton is 14th in that region. Division 4, Region 13, West Branch is 6th. Notre Dame Cathedral Latin leads the way at 5-1. Norton is 5-0. Glenville 4-2. They have a win over Massillon this year. Northwest 8th at 3-2. Salem is 12th, and Marlington 14th in Region 13. In Region 15, New Lexington leads the way at 6-0. Jonathan Alder, Indian Creek, Chillicothe, Unioto, all 6-0. Minerva is 14th. In Division 5, Region 17, Poland leads the way at 5-1. Cardinal Mooney 4-2. Girard 6-0. Fairless is 16th in that region. In Division 6, Region 21, Kirtland and Crestview are both 6-0, leading the way. United is 5-1. They're 3rd. Dalton is 6th. Garraway is 7th. And in Division 7, Region 25, Fairport Harbor Harding is number 1. Mogador 2nd. McDonald 3rd. Malvern is 4th. East Canton is 11th in that division. So a lot to play for all of these teams this week. Teams trying to scratch and claw their way into the playoffs, and others that are trying to solidify and maybe even get themselves a bye in that first week, which high school coaches, especially that time of year, aren't used to that kind of thing. Do you necessarily see that as an advantage?
The first thing the OHSA did right was get rid of the 16 teams. I really agree with that. And I think, having the top 4 teams, you won't get that real bad matchup 1-12 like you usually do. So I don't mind it. It's something to adjust to. I don't think any coach is going to complain to have a week 11 off. And it brings a little twist in that you got to play. And, schedule-wise, you want to keep on scheduling teams. So, it would be great to have that bye. You look at, teams like Hoban, they have a bye this week. They're actually playing their season. I was talking to their coach in quarters. So they have a bye, and then they'll play, 4 more. And so it's kind of nice, to stay healthy and, regroup. But, it's every game's important. And I think it brings a little bit more urgency to these, games for sure.
We've seen teams in the past, and Lake is a good example of that, a team that plays a real physical brand of football that, you might see them maybe wear down at the end of the season, and that might be a godsend to have a week off if you're able to do that. Of course, we said they have Jackson tonight, Hoover or McKinley next week, and Hoover the week after that. So, you got a lot of business to do to make sure you get that bye, but for a team like that likes to play a physical brand of football, that would be a godsend, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's your top 4 teams are going to most likely be your teams that are in the Final Four. Upsets, will happen. But, these teams, when they were bringing 16 teams in, were playing 16 games, correct? Or to get to the state championship. And
right.
Just the health of a kid, high school kid playing that many games back to back is not good. They don't do it in any type of football, college, or pro, playing that many games in a row without giving these kids a break. So it is nice. I think the state's, actually looking at the safety of these young men and cutting it down a little bit for them.
Next week, week 8, and we are scheduled to be at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium for the game between Lake and McKinley next Friday night. Other games that are tentatively on the Q92 Sports Network schedule: Alliance at West Branch, Tuslaw at Northwest, Central Catholic at Warren JFK, Perry at Hoover, Jackson at Glen Oak, and Louisville at Greene. So those are the games we are scheduled to have for you next week. Teams have come back out on the field. They're starting their warm-ups, and we're getting ready for start of the second half. We'll take a timeout. Again, our halftime score is Jackson 17, Lake 14. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Lake will receive the second half kickoff. They trail at 17-14. They had the ball with a 4th and 2 just on their side of the 50 right before halftime. Dan DeGeorge electing to punt. Not wanting to take a chance in the last minute. Punted the ball away, of course, knowing he would get it first to start the second half. And that is what is about to happen. Lake in the home grays.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members with a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
Jackson getting ready to kick off to start the second half, leading 17-14. Perry with an interception return takes a 7-0 lead over Fitch halfway through the third quarter, and Northwest has come from behind, and they now lead Orville 21-14 in the third. As Cooper Mazur gets ready to kick it off for Jackson. Ball on the way, kicked one out of bounds earlier, and he kicks it out of bounds here inside the 5-yard line. The field is 55 yards wide. I know you're trying to kick it to someone specifically, but that will give Lake great field position here to start the second half. They'll work from our left to our right toward the scoreboard, the Jeff Durbin scoreboard at Lake Blue Streak Stadium. So the Blue Streaks 1st and 10.
Hey, you say Coach Durbin, reading an article last week, I think it was, that Coach George's tenure at Lake's longer than Coach Durbin's. You wouldn't, you think of Durbin, but, Coach George is, I think, the longest tenure in the county also.
That is a nice situation to be in.
Yes.
And the success has been nearly identical for both. First down for Lake on their 35. Alex Quire at quarterback. 2 backs in the backfield. Hands to the second one up the middle. And that is Zach Novak picking up 5 yards. Novak 6'3" and 195. Was mainly a wide receiver, but they're trying him out in the backfield, and it's gone pretty well as a backup, so to speak.
Yeah, a young man that didn't start or hadn't played football since 8th grade and came out his senior year.
Now 1 back, 2 receivers left, 1 to the near side, a wing to the left, and it's a handoff. And this time it's Davis Matson up the middle, and the Polar Bears are there to stop that play for no gain. Jared Kaiser, the first one there for the Polar Bears. Another junior. We've called a few juniors tonight for Jackson. Got some nice skill players and some good-looking defensive players as well.
Third and about 5.
Not that defensive players don't have skill.
Yes.
You know what I mean.
Yes, absolutely. You know, Jackson, I believe, graduated, I know, over 40, I want to say 42 kids, seniors last year. So, you know, they have a lot of new kids out there, and they, you know, just starting to get, you know, week 7, and now they're now seniors or juniors.
Here's a roll to the right. Quire stops, now wants to go back to the left, and he runs right into the Jackson defenders. One was Reese Myers.
Polar Bears number 48, Reese Myers.
And Wilhelm Martinez. It'll be 4th and 9 now for Lake as the Blue Streaks unable to get anything going on their first possession of the second half. Lachlan Baker will punt again for Lake. And Max Cowles back to receive. Standing back at about his 27-yard line. 2 minutes into the third quarter. Low snap, no rush, and so a line drive kick, and it comes to Cowles on the 30, straight up the field, 35, 40, and down on the 41-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Jackson. They have very good field position as well to start this possession. Tackle by Gavin Salswimmer for Lake. They'll put the ball on the 40, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Jackson. Carter Molman, junior quarterback, in there for the normal starter, Lucas Eckerman, basically 4-year starter. And he's been having some injury problems and is out with a concussion tonight. So Molman has gone all the way and has looked very good doing it. First down, handoff up the middle. And not much room for Corey Jacobs, and they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play.
Tackle on the play was made by the Blue Streaks number 47, Kyle.
Yeah, it's nice, well, it's nice to have those backup quarterbacks. You know, Lake kind of in the same situation when they lost to George. You know, people ask, you know, why do you play 2 quarterbacks all the time? It's for this reason, the injuries, you know. And in Federal League, you get battles, you get the bumps and bruises. It's nice having the backup.
2nd and 10. Molman back. Has time. Dumps it off to his back. Jacobs. And he makes a great move to get between 2 defenders and takes it out across the 45, where it will be 3rd down and 5. A little bit of OJ in there. Little duck of the shoulder and a move of the feet.
OJ, a little Barry Sanders, a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Oof. Lake nearly jumps, no flag. Fitch has tied Perry 7-7 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. So that one also appears it'll go to the end. 3rd and 5. Handoff, Jacobs hit in the backfield, and he's going to go down for a big loss. First one there for Lake, Shannon Billiter in the backfield. Also in there for Lake, Zach Kutsera, a couple of juniors. So it'll be 4th and 10 for the Polar Bears, and the defenses showing up to start the second half for both teams.
Jackson is in punt formation. Back deep for the Blue Streaks, Cole Anserman.
Punt coming by Mazur, and a nice high floating kick, and it's going to bounce, and a lot of players around. It's going to bounce inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5, still rolling, and Jackson will down it on the 1-yard line. 59 yards on the punt. There were a lot of people around. Amazing it didn't hit somebody, but it took a Jackson bounce. And the fact that nobody came up to field that punt has cost Lake a huge amount of field position, and it's about as bad as it can get as far as that's concerned right now, as they'll start on their own 1 with 7:51 to go in the third.
Yeah, we saw the same situation on that kickoff return, and it ended up, they're not talking. When you have 2 back like that, you sign one as what I call a center fielder. He makes the call, center fielder says, mine, or you're yours. There's no one else that speaks, and for some reason they're not communicating, because that needed to be a fair catch. I mean, it's not going to be a return, but at least you fair catch it 20, 25-yard line.
So from their own 1-yard line, they come out with 2 backs. Quire, 5 yards deep in the end zone. Play action, wants to throw it deep. Going down the near sideline. It is incomplete. Ball up in the air. Looked like it went off the chest of the receiver, Cole Lanterman. The Lake fans wanted an interference flag, but none comes in. And it's an incomplete in 2nd and 10. Coverage for Jackson by Jackson Baker. They went for the whole thing there on 1st down and nearly had it.
Yeah, I think a good no call there. Good protection, good ball. Just didn't come down with it.
2 backs, 2 receivers left. They'll hand it off, and in the end zone, the back isn't going to get out of the end zone. It's a safety. So the special teams play comes back to haunt Lake. I think that was Novak, the ball carrier, and he only got within a couple of yards of the goal line coming out. And 2 points for Jackson puts them ahead 19-14. So a couple of big plays there. The pass, the bomb that was incomplete that Lake wanted a pass interference call on and didn't get it. Then the next play is a safety. And it's 19-14. And now Lake will have to kick the ball away. They'll have a free kick.
The football team receives donations each week for team dinners and other activities, and the team would like to thank our donors for supporting the team. The Bistro in Green, the Hartville Kitchen, the Lake Athletic Booster Club, River Tree Church at 3, Giannino's Pizza Green.
So Lake will set up to kick it. They can either kick it off a tee like a kickoff, or they can have the punter punt it. They'll kick from their own 20-yard line. And Jackson, after the safety, should get excellent field position here as well.
Community partners as they continue to pay it forward to our student athletes here at Lake.
So it will be a punt. Baker will kick it from the 20-yard line, and he hits it low and back to the 35, and it's Cowles up to the 45 and up to the 47-yard line. So that's where Jackson will take over 1st and 10 with 7.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. So Jackson getting the 2 points defensively, and that goes back to that punting play a couple plays earlier where the Blue Streaks let the ball bounce and it was rolled. It was down on the 1, and the safety comes 2 plays later. So here comes Jackson with 3 receivers to the near side, 2 out to the right on 1st down. Mulman back to throw, sets up with time, throws over the middle, caught by Szymanski, makes a move to the outside. He's to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, and out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
That pass reception good enough for a Jackson.
He was coming to the inside to make the catch after he did, and then he cut back to the outside and got a block downfield.
Yeah, Mulliman once again just sits in the pocket, and being 6'5", just sees the field really nicely and makes a nice throw and catch.
Like Lake only rushed 3 on that play, so he had all kinds of time. 1st and 10 on the Lake 33. Mulman rolls right, throws out to the far side, and a sliding attempt. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. On the 28-yard line, looked like the ball might have bounced, but must have had his hands under it, unless the call gets changed. Another official coming in, and he's going to say incomplete. So the official from the middle of the field looking out calls it incomplete, and so it will be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's a good job. The officials working together there. That is always first the linesman's call or judge call, and then the umpire can overrule. But the umpire usually doesn't come in right away and calls it incomplete.
Northwest 28, Orville 14, late 3rd quarter. Jackson here with a 2nd and 10. They lead 19-14. 5 minutes into the 3rd. Perry and Fitch are through 3 quarters, tied at 7. Molman quickly near side, caught to the 25-yard line.
Gilman's pass is complete.
Rocco Norch, who was injured in the first half, makes the grab there and picks up yardage to the 25, where it will be 3rd down at about 3. Norch will go out of the game, and they'll bring in the tight end, Keegan Stanley. They'll line up in a slot to the right. They'll have 2 receivers over there and 2 to the left. Szymanski and Jacobs to the left side. Molman alone in the backfield. Takes the snap. Quick rush. Throw to the middle. Caught. 20, 15, near side, 10, 5. No signal. I believe it's a touchdown for Jackson. Nobody put their hands in the air, but nobody marked him out of bounds either. The receiver coming down the near sideline, very close to the sideline, did not step out apparently and is in for the touchdown for Jackson. Odd play there that nobody put their hands in the air, but it was a 6-pointer. So Cooper Mazur for the extra point. Low snap, ball down, kick is up and through. Timeout on the field with 6:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's now Jackson 26, Lake 14. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Well, Lake got the ball first, start the second half, trailing 17-14. They punted. Jackson punted, but that punt was down on the Lake 1. A couple plays later, a safety, and after the free kick, Jackson drives down and scores the touchdown on the pass to Max Cowles from Carter Molman. And it's 26-14 now for Jackson as Mazur kicks it away, bounces it down the middle, and smothered by a Lake player on the 25, and he had his knee on the ground when he fielded it. That was Matt Crespo, a sophomore. I wanted to make sure he fielded it well, but he had his knee on the ground when he did. So 1st and 10 for Lake. They'll spot him on the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that last touchdown, just to go back to it, Coach Rohr, great call. Mulliman stood in there. Lake was bringing the pressure. I think Coach Rohr thought they were, and they just ran that slip with the lineman coming downfield and 1 or 2 missed tackles, and he was in the end zone. A nice run.
Quire in the pistol. Throws near side. Caught by Novak and down the sideline. He's not out of bounds, and finally he gets bumped over the sideline by Jackson's Keegan Stanley. And they spot him all the way out at the 31. Looked like he was going to go out of bounds a lot before that, but he picked up 7 on the play, 2nd and 3. Two will go out to the left. Actually, there should be 3. One more running out there. That's Cole Landerman. He's the middleman of the 3. 1 to the near side right. 2nd and 3. They'll run it up the middle. And it is Matson to the 35, and I think that's enough for a Lake first down, and it is. Last man up for the Polar Bears, Alex Height. It will be 1st and 10 for Lake. 5:40 to go in the 3rd. Blue Streaks were down 10-0. Now they find themselves down by 12. Again, trips left, 1 to the near side. Play action. Throw out on the left side. It's Fuller, 30, 35 to the 40, just short of the 40. Brought down by Brady Sheets. for Jackson. They'll put him right on the 40-yard line, so it's a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. This time they bring trips to the near side. It's to the wide side of the field. They send the 3 receivers. 1 out to the left.
2nd down and 5.
Matson in the backfield. Beside his quarterback, Alex Squire. 4-down lineman for Jackson. Here's a give to Matson. He has 1st down and more across the 50 and lunges forward to the Jackson 49.
Squire does a nice job on those run plays there of carrying out his fake. He even has the ball look like he has it up high and tight, and it really draws those linebackers. If you can give them just take that one false step, it helps the running back out immensely.
Lake on the Jackson 49, 1st and 10. 4.5 to go in the 3rd. Jackson leads 26-14. Again, 3 receivers near side. Here's a throw down the middle. It's caught by Fuller in the middle of the field to the 30. Stiff arm and down to the 21-yard line. Max Cowles saved a touchdown. But Fuller, who's had a big night tonight, adds 28 more yards there, and it's down to the 21 of Jackson. 1st and 10.
Once again, Squire with a nice fake. Running back did a nice job rolling over top of the ball. Brings the linebackers up, and that slant was wide open.
Same formation, 3-by-1. Matson gets the handoff. Starts left, cuts back to the middle, and he's dragged down at the 17-yard line. So pickup of 4 on the play.
Tackle on the play.
3:43 to go in the 3rd. Clock running. Lake trying to respond, as they did in the first half. Set up Matson to the left side of his quarterback. This time they go with 2 receivers each way. Jackson showing pressure. Here it comes. Quick throw out to the left, to the 15, to the 10, and inside the 10, and a 1st down.
Defensive coverage was made by the Polar Bears number 11.
Cole Lanterman, I think, with the catch. In any case, it's 1st and goal, and Jackson in the R.G. Drake red zone at the 8-yard line. Lake at the Jackson 8. Again, they go with 2 to each side. 1 back. Squire in the pistol. Takes the snap. Matson gets the ball up the middle to the 5, to the 4, pushed ahead to the 3-yard line. So he gets about 5 on the play.
And it looks like Lake's going to go their heavy package. Coach George just gave the heavy signal.
Yeah, they bring 5 new players in the game. I think all the receivers are coming out. Alex Squire to the near side gets the play. Now back out into the huddle. 20 on the play clock. 2:28 left in the 3rd quarter. Lake trailing 26-14, but they have a 2nd and goal on the Jackson 3-yard line. 1 back, bunch of tight ends. Here's Matson running left, cuts it back, and he is in for the Lake touchdown. Touchdown for Davis Matson is his 5th of the season. Lake going for 1 here as they trail it by 6. Extra point attempt is on the way by J.P. Moorhead, and it is good. So with 2:14 to go in the 3rd quarter, our score now, Jackson 26, Lake 21. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
So Lake goes for the touchdown. Comes on a 3-yard run by Davis Matson. It's now 26-21 Jackson with 2:14 left in the third. Kickoff. Short one taken on the 27-yard line to the 30 to the 35. And down there goes Anthony Corsi for the Polar Bears. So again, good field position for this offense.
Anthony Corsi on the return.
Scored a touchdown on their last possession. Fitch now leading Perry 14-7 with just under 10 minutes to go. Manchester 28, Fairless 7 after 3. End of 3, Northwest 28, Orville 14. McKinley up on Hoover 21-14. Alliance 28, Carrollton 21. That's a good battle. That one's on our AM station, AM 1310, WDPN, and on the Q92 Sports Network. 1st and 10 from their 35. Molman in the pistol, takes the snap. Far side throw, nearly picked off. Brady Summers coming up from his defensive back position, stepped in front, got his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in. Reginball, the intended receiver, the ball just took a little too long to get there.
Yeah, that's a dangerous pass there. A great ball. I mean, that's a heck of a throw from hash to the other side of the other hash for about 15 yards. And he stood in there, and defensive back made a nice break on that and almost did have the pick six.
That would have been interesting.
Yes.
2nd and 10. Molman rolling right, chase from behind, throws on the run, caught across the 50. High quality throw by Molman. It's out of bounds on the Lake 48-yard line. Wow.
They've had no answer for that short little rollout, that sprint. The only one that really was the one he kind of just short hopped in, but they've completed everyone. They have no answer for that play there.
So that is 17 yards and a first down. 1st and 10. Jackson on the Lake 48. They lead by 5. 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
And Mulliman's parents are both from Louisville. I wish we maybe bought a house in Louisville instead of Jackson.
Handoff. Around right end goes Jacobs, and he's into the secondary. Corey Jacobs looks like he has another first down. So they'll mark him out at about the 37-yard line. So 11 on that play.
That carry good enough for a Jackson first down.
He's so explosive. They bottled him up on a few plays. He's tried to bounce outside, but good speed and very quick feet. 1st and 10. Molman with Jacobs to his right. Now they look to the far side for the play. Trips to the near side. One split out to the right. Molman hands off. No, he fakes. He's going to run it right. 35-30. Cuts inside a block. Down the sideline to the 20 to the 10. And tripped up inside the 10-yard line. Molman goes for 28. That's the first hint of him running tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. That was called from the box. They had to be watching that defensive end there. It might have probably been crashing, and then he just pulled it. That was a design run, and he had a nice stride on that run.
28 yards, 1st and goal on the 9. Trips right. Handoff. Jacobs lowers his head and goes into the middle for a yard or 2. We'll be down under a minute left in the third when they start the next play. They'll spot the ball in the 8, so a 1-yard gain for Corey Jacobs.
Number 31, A.J. Mitchell.
Most of the time, Jackson gets the play right after the previous one, but sometimes they go to the line of scrimmage and then they turn around and get a play, and they called timeout. Jay Rohr called timeout just as the ball was being snapped, or just before. So it will be a Friends and Family Credit Union timeout for Jackson. 57 seconds left in the third. 26-21 Polar Bears. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally women-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise, credit, cabin, or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
57 seconds left in the third quarter from Lake. The Blue Streaks trailing Jackson 26-21. But the Polar Bears have a second down and goal on the Lake 8-yard line. They have two receivers to each side of the field. And Jacobs right behind his quarterback, Molman, in the pistol. Now they look to the far side for the play. Jacobs will shift over to the left. On second and goal, it's going to be a pass. Molman dumps it on the screen to the 5, to the 2. Ball is down on the 2-yard line. I thought maybe there was a fumble. A big hit put on the receiver, who went down instantly when he was hit. I think it was Cowles who made the catch, but it's on the 2-yard line and it's third and goal. And Jackson will have to run another play before the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, they went back to that slip screen again, and good advancement there. But yeah, like you said, he was stopped. He hit a brick wall there and was momentum stopped instantly.
8 on the play clock as the Polar Bears go to the line of scrimmage. Need to hurry up here. 5. They're lined up with 1. Just got it snapped. Handoff. Jacobs battling, and he is in for the touchdown. Corey Jacobs from 2 yards out, and the Polar Bears score again.
Yeah, just power football there, and he took care of the ball and got in the end zone.
With 3.7 to go in the third period. Mazur for the extra point. Snap is a little wide, but the ball's down. Kick is up and good. Nice job by the holder for Jackson, who is Brett Andrews, to get that ball down. So we'll keep it here for the final 3+ seconds of the third quarter. Jackson's lead is now 33-21.
The French Rooster, your favorite style house and interior design firm specializing in making everything beautiful. Located just down the road at 465 West Maple Street in Hartville.
Yeah, Lake really needed a stop there, and that's a big score and a nice drive by Jackson. So Lake has to get the ball back here and get some points back on the board.
Let's see. I'm going to look and see if I can see some scores here. Lake this season has given up 13, 20, 28, 15, 21, and 10. And Jackson has 33 with a full quarter to go. As Mazur gets ready to kick off. 2 back deep for Lake. The kicks have been short, if not out of bounds, from Jackson tonight. This is another short one in the middle of the field. Takes a high bounce to the 30. Out to the 38-yard line. The ball carrier, and we have whistles. Don't know if there was a penalty or not. Apparently not. It'll be 1st and 10 for Lake, but that's the end of the third quarter. That's your whistle. So after 3 from Lake, it's Jackson 33, Lake 21. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon Upon completion, RG Dreg students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Dreg to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Dreg, where careers begin.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Fourth quarter, getting ready to go. Lake Blue Streaks with the football on their 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Now working from our right to our left. Lake trailing Jackson 33-21 as we go to the fourth. 2 receivers to each side. One back. Alex Quire, the quarterback. Fakes the handoff. Back to throw. Looking deep. Now he's going to throw it deep down the middle of the field. It's intercepted. Back on the 30. Picked off. And the return man brings it out to the 47-yard line. A late flag after the play. The interceptor is number 84, and I don't have an 84. Maybe you have an 84.
No, I don't.
Oh,
yeah,
Ben Blonner is the 84 that I have, if that's the right name. In any case, that was a pass under duress that probably shouldn't have been made there by Alex Quire. We have a personal foul on Lake. Didn't see if we had one on Jackson as well.
No, just one of the big guys for Lake just lost his cool for a second, and that's a big penalty too. That's just going to move it up in our 15. Like you said, it just wasn't a good pass. There was nothing there, and he threw it on his back, on his heels, had nothing on the ball. So better have just thrown that one away and living another down.
So the ball will move from the Jackson 45 to the Lake, 46 to the Lake 39-yard line. So Jackson already with a 12-point lead will start on the Lake 39, 1st and 10. And the Lake defense has not had much of an answer tonight other than 1 or 2 possessions. One possession where they got a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Other than that, Jackson's offense has moved at will for the most part. Here's Mulman rolling right, and he flips it out of bounds. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. By his size and his decision making tonight, he looks like a lot more than a high school junior out there.
Yeah, absolutely. A high school junior wasn't even a starter at the beginning of the season. So, and Eckerman's a heck of a quarterback too. He started as a freshman. He's a heck of an athlete also. So it's a good problem to have.
2nd and 10 on the 39. Jacobs lines up to the left of his quarterback. 2 receivers each side for Jackson. Holman in the pistol. Hands off. Jacobs, nothing there.
Corey Jacobs, ball carrier.
One of the first ones there for Lake. Grady Widener, a senior. It's a loss of 1 on the play. Second, make it 3rd and 11 for the Polar Bears. 11:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Jackson with a 33-21 lead. They got the interception and the penalty. A Lake defensive stop here would be huge. Molman alone in the backfield. Rush coming. Throw down the middle. Caught. 25. Szymanski lost the ball. Still loose. Inside the 20. And it looks like Lake has the football. Grady Widener just made the last tackle, made the fumble recovery. Szymanski had the catch, and he had a first down. But somebody poked the ball out, and Lake able to recover on the second attempt inside their own 20. So a huge play there for the Blue Streaks defense.
Yeah, like you said, a big play there. Great pitch and catch. It had the first down, but the defender put his shoulder pad right on the ball, popped it out, and Lake recovered. That's the first turnover of the game, correct?
We had the interception just before.
That's right, before,
so we had dueling turnovers.
It's my memory. I can't remember. 4 plays ago.
Long term, short term. Two receivers each way. One back. Lake from their 18. Quire back to throw. Looking out to the right. Throws. It's caught. It's a short gain. Out to about the 22. I believe that's Cole Lanterman with the catch. That's a pickup of 4 yards on the play. Clock running. 10:45 remaining. Second down, and we'll call it 5. Lake down 2 touchdowns. Handoff. Matson bounces outside. First down, 30, 33, 34-yard line. Thrown out of bounds. Lost the ball, but the ball went out of bounds with him. Matson slow to get up, but he is back on his feet. And not sure if he's on all his faculties right now. He's, in fact, it was Jay Rohr who came up to him and was looking him in the eye to see how he was. And Matson's going to have to come out. He's favoring the left shoulder, trying to work out the kinks. That first down run puts Lake on the 33. Quire with Novak in the backfield with him. Another quick throw out to the right and another short gain on first down. He'll stop the receiver on the 35 for a 2-yard gain. Novak with the catch. Here comes Matson back in the game.
Short gain makes it 2nd and 8.
All right, 3 to the near side. 1 out to the right. On 2nd and 8, Quire rolls near side, being chased from behind, gets rid of it, throws it deep, and it is incomplete along the sideline. Max Cowles had the best shot at it, but I don't know if he'd been able to keep the feet in bounds even if he made the catch. Pass was intended for Lanterman down the near sideline. So it's 3rd and 8.
Nice play by number 58, Will Angel Martinez. Pressure, but at the end, he could have took a shot on the quarterback there, and he let up, and that would have been a huge penalty and a very smart play, good hustle play, but at the end, by not making that hit was huge.
3rd and 8, back is Quire, throwing up the far sideline. It's caught. Novak breaks the tackle, breaks another to the 30, down to the 21-yard line. Nice throw and catch. Tackle by Montgomery, I believe, from behind. Somebody ran him down from behind. But it's all the way down to the 20-yard line. Huge play on 3rd and 8, and Lake back in business. 3 to the near side, 1 to the right. Matson gets the handoff, starts right, comes back to the left, and he picks up. Did he lose the ball now? Nope, he was down. Spot him on the 17, so a gain of 3.
I always told my running backs, make sure you give the ball back to the official, then there's no trouble who has the ball. I know a lot of times they're reaching for that, but you got to, when you're getting contact, you got to get that thing high and tight, and as long as you're giving the ball back to the official, there's no question.
2nd down and 7 from the 17, 9 minutes to go. Lake down by 12, back to throw is Quire. Looking right side, throws it to the outside and incomplete. Quire took a hit after the throw from Luke Maison, who had a sack earlier. Again, a 3rd down here for Lake, 3rd and 7. Of course, this is 4-down territory. They trail by 12, 33-21 with 8:58 to go.
3rd down and 7.
Last play, they tried to run a little bit of a X pattern, a little bit of a pick pattern. The inside coverage man stayed on his guy, and there was nothing on the outside.
1 out to the right, 3 to the near side. Quire gonna run up the middle with room, 15 and to the 10, and still fighting inside to about this 6-yard line. So they went with the quarterback draw. The play calling has been pretty good here tonight. We've had a lot of surprises where the defense is expecting one thing and the offense does just the opposite. And it's worked out.
Yeah, that was a design draw, and Matson had a great block on that play to really bounce that so he could get the extra yardage. You could tell his shoulder's bugging him a little bit. He stayed down on the ground a little bit. He's favoring that shoulder.
Jackson a little trouble deciding who should be on the field. Here's Quire with the fake to the running back, and then he keeps it and goes down behind the line of scrimmage, back on the 9. He'll lose a couple of yards on the play. So it'll be 2nd and goal on the 9. Lake in the RG Drag red zone with 8:08 to go. They trail by 12. They're getting their receivers back in the game. But they'll line up in a tight formation. Everybody bunched to the right and one split left. One back. Quire waiting, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, being chased, throws it out to the right, and it's incomplete. His man was very well covered. Aaron Mitchell in the right flat. Play took a little too long to develop, and now it's 3rd down and goal on the 9.
Yeah, nice play there by 44, Noah Claxon. Manned up that tight end, stayed with him, and they couldn't throw it back to him. That was a nice defensive play there.
2 to the near side, 1 out to the right. H back to the right. Quire, option pitch going the other way. Fuller, 10, 5, touchdown, Blue Streaks. 3rd touchdown of the night for Chase Fuller. And another one pulled out of the bag of tricks by Lake. They're going to go for 2. Now trailing by 6. Is that right?
Yes.
They're going to go for 2.
They should go, yeah.
I don't guess it really matters. If you kick, you're down 5. If you miss, you're down 6. Well, you'd like to be able to not have to make the extra point if you scored again, but they're going to go for 2. Down 6 with 7.5 to go. 1 out to the right, 2 to the near side. 1 back, same formation. They just scored the touchdown. It's a fake handoff. Quire throwing far side, and it's caught for 2. And it's 33 to 29. Wow. All right, timeout of the field. 7:28 to go. Jackson 33, Lake 29. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Every time we count them out, they get right back in it. The Lake Blue Streaks have scored to get within 4 points. Touchdown on a 2-point conversion. Here's the kickoff on the ground. Return man to the 25, coming near side to the 30 and down around the 33-yard line. Jared Kaiser returning it. And it will be 1st and 10 for Jackson. Pretty good field position with 7:23 to go.
Yeah, to just go back to the last touchdown, a nice reverse call there, but a great block by number 31, Aaron Mitchell. He sealed that end, and just a great block to be able to get outside and get in the end zone. But, yeah, 31, Aaron Mitchell really sprung that play.
It was looking like an option to the left, but he pitched it to the wideout that was going back to the right side, and there was no one over there for Jackson. And then Chase Fuller took it in for the score. Now Jackson with a first down. They swing it out of the backfield. Jacobs left side, 34, 35-yard line. Put the ball down on the 34, so that's a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. Jackson had a chance. He had great field position after the interception. Actually completed a pass inside the 25, but fumbled it away. And Lake then drove down for the score and has put them within 4 points.
That last play, you can see Lake's trying to, strip the ball from Jacobs, but you got to be careful. You want to make sure you wrap him up, not go for the ball first.
Molman's throw far side is caught along the sideline by Rocco Norch, just about a yard short of the first down on the 42-yard line. So Lake's defense would think they would be looking run here. But the short pass game has been good tonight for Jackson. Tight end wing right, 2 receivers right, 1 out to the far left side. Molman in the pistol with Jacobs to his right. They look to the far side for the play, 3 on the play clock. Snap back, handoff, Jacobs up the middle, he breaks it. 50, 40, 30, they will not catch him. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Jackson. 58 yards. And the Polar Bears add on.
Yeah, like I said before, you got to wrap him. And if not, he is gone. He is shifty. He's a nice back. That's a nice 1-2 punch with him and Molman.
Still have 6.5 minutes to go. So don't write it down in ink yet. Cooper Mazur for the extra point. Kick is up and good. With 6:32 to go in the fourth quarter. It is now Jackson 40, Lake 29. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
It's punch and counterpunch here tonight at Lake High School as the Blue Streaks scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to get within 4. Jackson comes right back. And on the 3rd and 1, Corey Jacobs goes 58 yards for a touchdown to make it 40-29. Manchester has beaten Fairless 42-13. Here's the kickoff taken on the 10-yard line. For Lake, 20, 28, 29-yard line. That is Zach Novak bringing it back for Lake. Green beats Glen Oak 51-20. Manchester, as we say, 42-13 over Fairless. And we haven't had a lot of other scoring in the other games tonight. Fitch leading Perry 14-7, Massillon 28, Cardinal Ritter 14. Canfield 23, Louisville 21, McKinley 21, Hoover 20. Alliance 41, Carrollton 28. From there, 29, Quire back, he's gonna run. Lots of room, 30, 35. And still battling, finally goes down at about the 38-yard line. Goes down in the arms of Wilfredo Martinez. 6 minutes to go. 2nd and 1 here for Lake. Jackson showing blitz. Here they come. Throw near side. Man wide open. Caught by Snyder across the 45, and he's out to the 48-yard line with a Lake first down. 10-yard pickup. And the Blue Streaks move the chains.
23, Jackson Bateman, with help from his friend Jared Kaiser. First down, Blue Streaks.
Back to throw. Choir out to the far side. Caught. And a fumble. Ball is out, still loose on the sideline, and it's going to be Lake's ball. The Blue Streaks fell on it as the pass was a short one, and the fumble actually cost him another yard or so. Can't see who made that recovery for Lake. It might have been Landerman. It was. But it's only a 1-yard gain, and the clock is running. 5:10 to go in the fourth. Jackson leading 40-29. Looking to hand Lake their first loss of the season. Choir rolling to the near side. Sets up. Fires it deep. Ball down. And through the hands of the receiver. Snyder had it come down right in his hands at the 10-yard line, and he couldn't hang on. He and the defender were running stride for stride, hand fighting, and all of a sudden the defender wasn't there, and the ball was. And might have just surprised him a little bit.
Yeah, the defender on that, you want to break inside to the receiver. He broke towards the field away from the ball, and it got the opportunity for the ball to get in there. It was just confused a little bit there. But yeah, good ball, a chance for a score there.
3rd and 9. Choir back, looking left, fires, caught at the 40. That's Snyder, and it's a first down.
Number 4, Quinn Snyder.
11 yards on the pickup by the junior Quinn Snyder.
Defensive coverage was made
Who
by
came in leading the team with 15 catches. He has several here tonight.
Baker. And pass complete.
So the ball on the Jackson 40 with 4:38 clock running. Lake needs 2 touchdowns. Throw near side, caught. Snyder, 20, cuts to the inside, 15, 10, 5, and down to the 1-yard line. Ball came out, but he was down. They'll put Snyder down at the 1.
I really like the way Snyder runs routes. I had a wide receiver at Louisville, a Matty boy, that ran the same way. He would come off the line of scrimmage, sometimes full speed, sometimes half speed. And the last 2, he just kind of sets up a nice little jog, and then he takes off, and the defender gets flat-footed, and they put the ball right where he needs to be. He knows where he wants to be. The ball's there. But, yeah, 2 nice routes. So you can tell he's a football player.
On the 1 in the RG Drag red zone. Lake with a handoff up the middle. Touchdown. Novak, or is it Matson? One or the other in the end zone for Lake. That is Davis Matson who takes it in. And with 4 minutes to go, the Blue Streaks have answered. I'm going to call it right now, the game of the year in Stark County. Jackson up by 5 with 4 minutes to go, and now they're going to go for 2. This would put them within 3.
3, yes. And I tell you what, Matson, he's playing with all heart right now. You can tell, I don't know, if both shoulders are hurt. Kids try to come up and congratulate him. He just kind of pushed him away, but doesn't want to come off the field on this 2-point conversion either. So tough-nosed Lake kids and tough-nosed Jackson boys tonight. Yeah, it's a ball game.
They're setting up for 2. They have 6 in the play clock, and it's a very tight formation. Everybody in close. 1 back. It's a handoff up the middle, and he's in for the 2 points. Lake just ran it right down the middle, and Matson went in untouched. 4 minutes remaining in this one from Lake. Our score, Jackson 30, Jackson 40, Lake 37. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
4 minutes exactly to go in this one. And a tremendous game, one of the best games I've seen in a long time, as both teams just keep throwing the haymakers. Jackson by 3, late kicking off. Onside kick, what do you say?
No, I think they'll go ahead and boot it here.
Moorhead.
Jackson's ready for it, though.
Waiting. Now he gets the signal, and now we have whistles.
Coach Rohr wanted a timeout.
And Jackson calls timeout. So the Polar Bears with a timeout, that leaves them with one. Interesting. Just as he was running up to kick the ball, Jay Rohr calls time.
Comment on the field.
Like you said, it looked like they were ready. They had people up.
I think he was worried maybe they had so many up that they try to pop that up and recover it. They wouldn't get back in time. Now, do you show them something else? Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's nice is still having the kickoff instead of the NFL style and everything. You got this. Still have that option in your back pocket. You don't have to tell them you're going to do it. Coach DeGeorge is talking down the side. You can tell. I always like watching the huddles here, and a lot of times kids will give it away. You'll see halfback pass. You'll see a kid taking his glove off or warming up his arm. I'm like, little things you can catch sometimes.
All right, Hoover down 21-20 in McKinley territory in the last minute and a half. Northwest beat Orville 28-14. Here it is Jackson 40, Lake 37. Still 4 minutes to go. We could have 3 or 4 more touchdowns.
Yeah, this is fun.
Edison leading Central 35-9. Massillon up on Cardinal Ritter 28-14. As the kick is a deep one. There's only one man back there, and he's going to let it go, and it goes in the end zone. So Jackson will take over on their 20. Might be their poorest starting field position of the night, actually, the 20-yard line.
Yeah, kickoffs tonight on both sides of the ball has been interesting. Everyone's kind of had the ball. I don't want to say on the other side of their 30s.
Hoover turns it over on downs, so McKinley looks like they might be able to hold on and win that one next week. Lake at McKinley. That's our game here on Q92.
Federal League football at its finest. This is fun. This is good stuff.
And also next week on AM 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Sports Network Alliance at West Branch. Next Friday night.
A good one.
From their 21st and 10, Molman hands off to Jacobs, trying to bounce it outside. Runs through one tackle, runs through another. Still going to the 40. Down the sideline and out of bounds near midfield. They had him at the line of scrimmage and couldn't bring him down. And 30 quick ones for Corey Jacobs. Give him 29. They'll spot him on his own 49-yard line, but a huge play with 3:52 to go. And his team leading by 3. Jackson now can maybe open things up a little bit if they wish.
I might just keep handing the ball off to number 4. His feet don't stop. He's a nice looking back, and just think he was a wideout.
He's had, about 98 yards on the last 2 runs combined. Yes. He'll get it again. Jacobs coming to the near side, trying to get around the corner. And he's going to be down and around the 47-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 4. Lake fans calling for a hold, but no flag thrown. And the clock runs. 3.5 to go. Lake with all 3 timeouts. Jackson has 1. Polar Bears with a 2nd and 6 on the Lake 47. They lead it by 3. Still 15 on the play clock as they come to the line of scrimmage. And now they'll look to the far side for the play. 2 receivers left, 1 to the near side. Wing left, Jacobs in the backfield. Gets the handoff up the middle. This time he's stacked up. And he'll go down on the 45. Dan DeGeorge looking at the clock. Trying to decide if he wants to call a timeout. No timeout here. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Clock has stopped for some reason. Clock has still stopped. There was no reason for it to stop in the first place. I don't know how long it was stopped, but it was on 3:01.
Yeah, the officials are going to let the clock run here before they start the play clock. I don't think they put it in play yet. Wait a second. Oh, no, they didn't.
I think
yeah.
The play clock ran to 0. Jay Rohr is out on the field at the numbers, and the wondering why the clock was stopped. The play clock was running, and the game clock was stopped. It's now at 2:38, but it stayed at 3:01.
Timeout, Jackson.
So we'll see if they make an adjustment. There was no stoppage. The play was in the middle of the field. It wasn't a first down. There was no penalty, no injury. Nothing to see if there was a fumble, so it still should have been ticking. Probably lost 10 seconds.
Yeah, at least.
At least.
Yeah.
That the clock should have been running, but wasn't. Now the referee and another official walking back toward the middle of the field to meet the others as Jay Rohr is taking a stroll on the far side of the field.
Clock operator got an extra pepperoni roll for that one.
2:38 to go. Jackson 40, Lake 37. The Polar Bears will have it 3rd and 4 on the Lake 45. So Jackson took their last time out there. Clock will start on the snap. 2 receivers left, 1 split near side. They swing it out to Jacobs, 45, 40, first down and out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Tackle by Callan Pierce. But that's a huge advantage for a team to be able to throw the ball like that in a 3rd and medium in this time of the game. And it's not just 100% run.
No, great play call there. Great ball, great route. And once again, the height of Mulliman being 6'5", that pressure doesn't bug him as bad as a smaller quarterback. He still sees over the line and be able to see that receiver. That's a tough pass when you're getting everyone in your face, but be able to see over top and dump it off. Nice pass, nice run.
2:32 left. Now 1st and 10 for Jackson. They'll run it again with Jacobs. Coming to the near side, 35, 30. Still going, 25, flag down. Out of bounds on the 22. Is that going to be our first holding call of the night in the last 2.5 minutes? And 10 yards behind the play, according to where the flag was thrown.
Not sure of that. I don't think that holding, if there was, would have made any difference because
so instead of being inside the 25, Jackson will be on the 45, and it'll be 1st and 15. 1st and 18. 1st and 17. All right. Actually, that took some time off the clock, so Jackson will get 3 more plays here. Leading by 3 with 2:24 to go. It's a fake. Molman running around left end. 45. 40, still going. And down at the 37-yard line. So he picked up all they lost plus 1 more, and Lake calls their first timeout with 2:16 to go. Jackson will have a 2nd and 9 on the Lake 37, leading 40-37 with 2:16 remaining.
Very smart play there by Mulliman. I don't think he felt comfortable getting the ball there to the running back to Jacobs, so he just took it, followed Jacobs where he was going to go, and made a nice gain there of 6-7 yards. So, but yeah, that's just a smart play by the quarterback there. Not, you could have tried to get that ball in there and you get a fumble. And
all right. Scores. Ridgewood 48, Sandy Valley 7, West Branch 62, Marlington nothing, Tuslaw 33, Toronto 12. Edison 35, Central Catholic 17. McKinley beat Hoover 21-20. Fitch over Perry 14-7. Northwest beat Orville 28-14. Green 51, Glen Oak 20. East Canton 14, Strasburg 3. Triway 27, Canton South 14. Manchester 42, Fairless 7. Alliance 41, Carrollton 28. Here it is Jackson 40, Lake 37. Jackson with a 2nd and 9 on the Lake 37-yard line. Trips near side, wing to the near side, one back. It's Jacobs, gets the handoff. Nothing up the middle, goes for the sideline. Doesn't want to go out of bounds. He stays in, and they'll stop the clock with the second Lake timeout with 2:06 to go. And the ball will be spotted at the Lake 34. That's a 3-yard pickup.
A 3-yard pickup, but a very, very intelligent play staying in bounds there and making Lake use their last time out. At first, he's all over the field. You don't know which way he's going. He bounced that outside, but he made sure he got down before he ran out of bounds. Great play. Little things.
So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for Jackson. I think Lake will have one timeout after this one. It still says 2 on the scoreboard. I think they have one left now. Yep, now it says 1. Jackson, no timeouts. So the Polar Bears with a 3-point lead have a 3rd and 6 on the Lake 34. Polar Bears have been making plays all night. Let's see if they have one more in them. Trips near side, wing near side right, one back. Molman hands off to Jacobs. Nothing up the middle, bounces out to the right, gets to the 31, where he is stopped 3 yards short of the first down. Lake takes their final timeout. So, Coach, what are you going to do here with a 4th and 3 and a 3-point lead on the other team's 34 with 2 minutes to go?
And final timeout.
You could punt.
You could.
You could go for it. Punt would take more time, it would seem.
A little bit more, but if I have a back like Jacobs, and even with Molleman, you could even throw the ball here. You're not going to wait. If you want to do something that way out. I've liked that rollout they've done all night. It's been real successful. You could do something like that. That'll take a little bit of time. So no matter what happens, it's going to be a stop clock and incomplete ball. It's going to be a turnover and down. So I think I go for it here. It looked like they might have a kicker warming up. Someone was warming up in the huddle. What numbers are kicker? 12? That's what I wouldn't do. Too many things can happen on that play, but
92 is the kicker.
Yeah, they just had him in there faking us out.
So the offense comes back out for Jackson. 4th and 4 on the Lake 32. They lead by 3 with 2 minutes to go. 2 receivers each way, one back. Molman, the junior, straight back to throw. Steps up. Now he rolls out to his left. Being chased. 35. He throws it, and it's caught for a first down.
What a play.
It looked like he was going to try to run for it, and he was going to have trouble getting the first down, and at the last moment he flipped the ball forward, and the ball is complete to the 24-yard line, 1st and 10, and Jackson can run the clock out.
Great play there. Great play by the receiver for Jackson. We call that as a scramble drill. During a scramble drill, someone will go deep, someone will go back. They already know which ones are going to, have that option, and that the receiver just came back to the ball and was open. He just flipped it right to him. Great play.
Jackson in the victory formation. They'll have to do that a couple more times. But a huge, huge victory for the Polar Bears. If they can run out the final minute 15, they lead at 40-37. And they've completed or converted several huge plays in the last 2 possessions and have kept scoring tonight. They've had to, because Lake has been able to keep up with them on the scoreboard. Well, they got down 10 points early. They got down 12 points in the third quarter, and Jackson has been able to keep making plays. They take another knee. And actually, they'll have to do it one more time. It's third down, so not a problem. If they can execute this kneel down play, which they'll do right away because the game clock down to 23. Molman takes a knee, and the Jackson Polar Bears maybe have turned their season around with an outstanding performance here tonight at Lake as the clock runs down to 0. Our final score, the Jackson Polar Bears 40, the Lake Blue Streaks 37. We'll come back to wrap it up after a timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Quite a game.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
What's trending? Here's what you can find online. Q92radiosports.com is the official website of the Q92 Sports Network. It's also your home for all of our high school and University of Mount Union football and basketball games. It's where you can stream games live. Go to our SoundCloud page to relive games from the past. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule, get scores from around the area, and find your local sports news. It's all just a click away at Q92radiosports.com.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook.